In ancient history, a war between the newly created races of Toril and the forces of Hell left humanity nearly extinct. In the post-cataclysmic world, humans placed themselves above all others, while races deemed undesirable watched from below. Ferox, a newly created race intertwined with beast and elf, were regarded to be even more monstrous and were forced into servitude. During the war, the gods and goddesses gifted unique arcane artifacts to those fighting against the Hells. These items turned the tides of war and brought forth brand new schools of magic in the form of the mage class. Alas, magic and hope fade from a world on the brink of destruction. Our hope now lends itself to a select and unlucky few.
Hello, and welcome to the Unlucky Few. Boy, do we have a treat for you today. So anyway.
What is that?
What is that noise?
None of them are answering.
Alright, whatever. Anyway, the current state that everything is in our world, we have two people who are not at the table with us today. Well, not physically, but they're here with us in spirit, and they're here with us with webcams. And we actually found a way that we can stream to you webcams. Dude, technology is so fucking crazy. I literally can't even... It boggles my goddamn mind, but regardless.
Definitely set off the air time here, so I'm tech. So if you guys hear something wildly wrong, I have chat open if anyone's actually watching.
I think I'm public relations for this episode.
Yeah, so we will certainly do our best to deliver to you the kind of content that you're used to. But yeah, bear with us a little bit. What is that sound?
Yeah, one of the people that's Skyping has these background noise.
It sounds like a vacuum.
I think it's Cass.
1 second. Wait.
Is someone vacuuming?
Too loud of a sound for it to, like... Cass will be back in a moment.
She
I just
died.
not hear it with her headphones on.
She may not hear it in general.
Why didn't you say something sooner?
We did!
It literally just started as we started streaming.
It's a Roomba. I
You
bet.
still hear it?
It's
No.
a Roomba.
You can still hear it?
No.
Oh, okay. It was just... Okay, we're good then. Who cares? Move on.
She's back.
On the other side.
And she big.
That's too big.
Well, no, she was like this ways, and now she's this ways, and so now I can actually see her face. But regardless,
We're here.
we're here. It's great.
I didn't realize it would flip it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
You're okay. But yeah, we're here, and we are excited for a super fun week of Dungeons and Dragons. Announcements, as always. As always, this episode will be on our YouTube, Wednesdays, 7 p.m, www.youtube.com/ToughDND. We should be streaming again next Saturday, because even with people not being here, we're still making it work, so...
Start it again.
Everything should continue to be fine.
I don't know what it is then.
Oh wait, it's gone.
Alright, let me try something else.
Is it a house cleaning ghost?
I have no clue. Okay. Should I risk turning the camera off again or no?
It doesn't matter.
It stopped again now. I literally don't understand. It's like very random when it happens.
Cass is a robot.
Wait, what am I listening for? I wouldn't be able to hear it.
I love this.
Alright, everything's fine now, regardless. We're gonna keep...
Just get into the recap and hopefully she'll be back.
Alright, so...
Uh,
If no one has any further announcements, I can get into the recap time. Any further announcements?
nope.
Nope.
Oh, one last announcement. Text Ellie, tell her we're streaming. I already did. Perfect.
Did anything change?
I still can't hear it. I cannot hear it right now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
Cool.
go for it. Alright, so, where we last left off,
We were all friends.
so 4 of the 5 party members met with Sandra, discussed the instruments of fate. One of you was, Is it because she keeps moving? Okay, so one of you was absent from this meeting, for reasons. And so with one of you coming to, in the lap of a one-night stand, essentially, in the Elf Song Tavern.
Bard's actually being a bard.
Yeah, bard being a bard. Just doing bard stuff.
Bard boys doing what bard boys do.
Hashtag just bard things.
Bard boys.
Some of you had some late night drinking sessions.
Go figure.
Some of you passed out outside.
Go figure who.
After witnessing a triple homicide.
After witnessing a triple homicide.
As people do.
Everyone was woken up in their own unique and fun ways. And after a interesting exchange between Syl and T, which involved Syl essentially learning all of T's backstory all at once.
It was traumatizing at parts.
I'm sure it was. You guys began to set out. You travel up through the valleys to the north, up through the village of Ocean Lily, across the Dragonspire Strait, and to the Warlock's Crypt, so that you can find the stones that Shar had instructed. Use it. That is what it is. Okay, now at least I know. Yeah, so to go to the Warlock's Crypt in order to find the stones that Shar had instructed Fen to find. Yeah.
Yes, we're just gonna...
And so, with all of you making your way across the bridge now to head out,
It can't be.
It is. Because it's only when she's moving.
Every time you move, Cass, the noise happens. Is your laptop resting on something?
Or is like
It's on a desk.
is the microphone connected to the laptop or connected to your headphones?
Hold on. Does it make the noise if I move my hair against the headphones?
Nope.
No, try moving your clothes.
They're not touching it.
It doesn't do it when she tries to do it. It's only when she's
It's only when she's not. Just actively try to make that noise the whole stream.
Trying to. This is I was literally just picking my shit up. So it's not me like moving around.
It just kept happening specifically when you were moving.
Right. No matter what, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm just gonna keep myself on mute unless I have something shitty to say.
It is noon.
Is new.
You are currently making your way across the bridge.
I don't know why I did that.
You are currently making your way across the bridge. And there is... Yes.
Oh, and also the 200 people joined us.
Yes, the two... Well, they're waiting at the end of the bridge for you.
They're waiting at the end of the bridge.
Durmont and Scouty Boy.
Yes.
Great. Exactly. And so as you make your way across...
Across.
Oh, damn it.
Damn it. I don't think that's part of the map.
Sorry, I just need to make sure I have
just
all of my... What?
What? Oh my god. No, I'm done, I promise.
Take my goddamn mic off already, and we've been at this for 11 minutes. That could be one of you that stayed home.
I am home.
I
Fucking
mean,
grab a webcam and go to the bedroom.
if I have to.
Regardless, you're making your way across the bridge. The two rangers who said that they would travel with you up until you hit the valley, awaiting for you at the end of the bridge, though there is a... Sorry, I need to make sure I have all of my notes up. A figure standing for you, or standing in the middle of the bridge, sort of looking in your general direction.
Greetings.
As you approach.
I'm sure as hell not gonna say hello.
Redacted.
Can I get past him?
It's a pretty wide bridge, I think.
It is a pretty wide bridge, though he is, like, staring at your group.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you have a staring problem.
Struck.
I want to walk forward at a normal pace, just directly towards him.
We're on our horses. Trample.
Yeah.
Let's just run him down.
Where is...
Let's
Run him
go.
down. There's 5 of us.
Hey, we're on a bridge. We can
Here we
toss
go.
him into the river before the authorities get
Six
there.
pills on.
Apologies to anyone who was watching and to you all for trying to find this note. This is one of those conversations that was supposed to happen like 3 weeks ago, but it's like, I can't wait for this conversation to happen with Kai. Kai, not going to be here tonight. Me, well? And so I had to like
boy.
scroll back like 4 different sessions full of notes to be like, where the fuck did I outline this conversation again? It's here somewhere.
Hi. How do you know this person?
That's my mommy.
Is it your ex?
One
Oh
of them?
god, wait, who is it?
One of your 7 evil exes.
No. It is a tall and slightly thin-looking older, maybe with this color skin, maybe a wood elf. Definitely not a half elf. But a taller, thinner, older elven man in academy robes. Stands in the middle of the bridge, arms crossed, foot like tapping, staring at your party as you approach.
Excuse us, sir.
Yes, is...
Oh, goodbye.
Mm.
Oh,
I was just to say, wow, we want to die that easy?
never mind. I don't want to
Tempting.
die.
I believe I am searching for one of you. Which one of you is Chiron?
Oh, him right
Not
there.
me.
That's Kai. I gestured to Kai immediately.
Who's asking?
That would be me. Kind of like walks
Yeah.
up to your horse and just sort of like looks at you expectantly.
Me who?
Looks at you expectantly.
I don't think he knows who you are. If he fucked you one night, he does have
Oh.
a lot.
I have
Sounds
not.
old. I mean,
Sort of like looks at you with a quirked eyebrow.
Well, you can't be its dad, or...
well, you don't know. Only one parent needs to be a tiefling.
Do you mind
Bold
stepping
of you
off
to
of your
assume I have a
horse?
father.
Ooh, are you arresting him?
Hurry up, Kai. You don't want to get in trouble with the old officer.
Ugh, God, I'll hop down off the horse and pray for T's death.
Same.
So you are Chiron.
All named. That's not good news.
Yes. And you are?
And you are a spirit healer.
I might be.
And you have been recently granted admittance to the academy.
Yes. Are you done asking questions, or are you gonna start giving me answers?
Kind of like looks you up and down and just sort of like scoffs a bit.
He gets that a lot.
Patrick.
Must be a noble.
Oh,
I
well,
always assume everyone knows who they are. Don't you, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've never heard of someone this before.
and
It was nice knowing
I was
T.
about to say he sort of. Do you say that in character?
Yes.
He looks over like his shoulder at you for a second before smirking and looking back. And you can easily tell you're a commoner with that kind of chip on your shoulder.
There's nothing. No, she's showered.
Did you?
He had to
You
check.
didn't even have to ask.
Like, what is this guy even here for? He's got this big old stick up his ass and he's appraising the competition, I guess.
My name is Archmage Poignard. I am one of the professors of spirit healing up at the academy, which you have just been granted admittance to.
You spell his name real fast.
Poignard.
Yeah.
How you would spell the word Poignard?
Yeah, she just spelled
I've
it real
never
fast.
heard of that word before. So.
Nerd.
I didn't say that in character. I didn't use the accent. It wasn't T.
And recently they have asked me to be the prefect of the spirit healing sect at the academy as well.
Oh, that's you.
That is me.
Lovely.
So does that give you enough answers? Was it?
I suppose.
Good. So, I should inform you. I have heard about you from a variety of sources. It seems that despite you and your companions'
No.
demeanor, you appear to have some sort of potential when it comes to your skills as a spirit healer. I should also tell you that as far as the offer made to me to be the prefect, I am refusing it.
Oh, so we don't have to please him.
Oh.
Just move on.
Seems like
Good thinking, T.
You two are in the mood today, aren't you?
So
looks over back
who
at your shoulder again and just sort of like gives another smirk and just sort of shakes his head.
will be the new teacher then?
So, I am the most experienced of the spirit healers that are left at the academy, and so since I am refusing to take it on, as to me it is a headache of a position that is not worth the trouble that it brings along, and I would much rather spend my time doing quite literally anything else.
Yeah, kind of like this one.
It is, Can I help you? Out of character?
What's happening?
I'm good.
It's just T just being like, me. He says a sentence, me.
T's pissed off.
It is up to me to choose whomsoever I believe talented enough to fit the role to be the next prefect. And, well, there is a lot of mages with more potential than actual skill up at the academy currently, if you are understanding what I'm saying.
No.
Oh my god.
This is like, see, this is why even though you have an intelligence of 16, you don't have as much intelligence as Arwen.
Or the
But-
Warling.
Arwen didn't use as much stuff either.
They have a lot of potential, but not a lot of skill at the moment. If you get what I mean.
Say no.
They're bad.
Okay, so
They're still not very good. They have a lot to learn. They're inexperienced.
Are you sure you want him to be the
Okay.
prefect?
And so, he's double thinking it right now.
casting your power, just go out. Her lights just went off, and she's muted still.
Sorry. I had a screen up here and it timed out and it turned off. 1 sec.
So,
Cass is just like, sorry, the Game Grumps episode I was watching just ended.
so Cass's room is just chaotic as Arwen, we learned.
Yes. It's so comfortable.
Oh! The actual sun.
I stand by my point.
Anyway.
So, her room is so comfy though. Her room is like built for snuggling. But regardless,
Everything's fine.
So you're here to tell me that you were asked to be the new teacher and you declined, but
Indeed.
nobody knows how to do anything, so what are you here for?
I have a few trials for you to see if you possess the abilities needed to become the next prefect of the academy.
I'm sorry? I no. Was this your idea? Hold on, there's a windstorm. Okay.
Yes, this was my idea. It is, in fact, up to me to choose whomever I see fit to be the next prefect of the academy. I do not believe anyone there is currently fit to do it. From what I hear about you, you seem to have...
Doing your thing again.
Come. Ah!
You seem to have a fairly impressive amount of skill, as well as a fairly prodigious talent for learning quickly. And so, if you should undertake this and become the prefect of the academy, I will personally take you under my wing and tutor you to the best of my ability, so that you can unlock all of the potential that is hidden within you.
You flatter me, but I have no formal training, nor the desire to teach anybody. So
I believe you're misunderstanding. There is a difference between a prefect and a professor.
Prefects are students, Kai. They're just good students.
Prefects are
Oh my
sort
goodness.
of the heads of the houses and do help out some of the other students if needed, but mainly serve as the epitome of what that house is. If the academy is called on for a mission and the best spirit healer is requested, it is defaulted to the prefect, and you sort of serve as the a leader more so than a teacher. You are not a professor.
that still sounds like a lot of work.
It is a paid position, of course, so work is expected.
There's just this kind of a moment of like Kai.exe has stopped working.
It does come with a monthly stipend of 50 gold pieces a month.
And don't you get an office?
Yes, you do also get an office up at the academy. Private office.
Think of what you and Kat could do.
Ugh.
Who now?
Here's a cat.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know that big gun she has? You might want to stop talking, T. As amazing as, wow, a whole desk of my own sounds,
Shady.
I can't say I'm feeling very enticed.
Well, I suppose think on it.
I suppose.
Response isn't really his thing.
What?
Responsibility might not really be his thing.
Correct. That's not in character. Yeah, sure. I guess I'll think about it. And if I turn you down, then what?
Then the Academy will remain prefectless.
Lovely. You get free entry into Academy, and I don't even have a prefect for.
Also keep in mind, there will be no classes available for the spirit healers until there is a prefect.
I guess we'll have to do your learning on the road, Kai.
You know,
Right, Grandpa.
why can't anything ever be easy? It's never easy.
In character meltdown.
Basically, like he's just like
Texas
muttering to
sundial. Hurry up,
himself.
Kai. Make a choice.
Well,
It's always
But I
about
did
the
think
end
about
of this
it.
thing.
if you do reconsider and decide that this is something that would interest you, your first trial of sorts to see if you are worthy of it would be to recover some lost and possibly ancient relics of the mages, different ancient foci.
Now, where the hell would I find that?
We have tracked them down to a ruined temple that exists far to the deserts of the south.
Ugh. Deserts.
You remember your dream?
For a brief moment, you remember the dream that Selyun literally gave you last night. Does Ash remember the dream?
Yes.
Cool.
You just like see him stop and as he's like remembering it, and then shit. Fuck.
But
All right, I'll think about it.
Do also keep in mind that I do not think that anyone could the current weather patterns could survive a couple of nights in the desert. So as far as the seasons go, you may wish to wait until after the ball in order to do this. So there is time to think about it before I would recommend taking the quest. And should you decide the answer is yes, we can always talk about some off-the-books tutoring lessons between you and I prior to
Yeah,
the
I've
official
heard that before.
academy opening. Kind of gives you like an eyebrow raise.
Sorry, I just heard Audie's noise in response to that.
I didn't like how you said it.
Oh, we're back. Sorry about that, but we managed to fix all of our tech issues, even with the Skype people, so that was an impressive feat in itself. So yeah, he essentially explains to you that it would be best to wait until after the ball, so you have a couple of weeks to think about it regardless. And with that, he kind of like bows and begins walking back across the bridge.
I'll just look back at everyone incredulously. He really thinks that I would be a prefect?
All desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, it sounds like there's not really anyone else.
No offense, Kai.
Thank you, Fendian.
It does sound like a trap, though. It seems that all of the prefects die pretty quickly.
I was gonna say, Twi just kind of looks at you. I don't know, I mean, the twins have had pretty good luck so far.
Yeah, because they happen to be
Suspicious.
with us. All of the other prefects died in that battle.
Not the other one, the one that throws all the stuff.
Just barely.
I didn't think about that.
To be fair, a lot of people are dying.
That's also very fair.
Maybe one of us with this trip.
Well, we should
Yeah, maybe.
probably keep moving if we want to make any sort of decent pace.
I agree.
Time appears to be of the essence to a lot of us.
Slightly.
Alright, as your group rides to the end of the bridge, you are joined by both rangers who are in their like white and brown cloaks on their horses, longbows slung over their backs, two long swords kind of attached to the side of their horse, and both of them are wearing I'm trying to think what color their masks were.
I thought you said like silver and something.
I think it's like silver and like a light blue
Mm-hmm.
with like highlights of purple. Both have them on. One of the rangers kind of like salutes you before taking off the mask, and you see the person who was fighting in the tournament, who we were able to identify as Devereaux. Kind of gives you like a jaunty salute, sort of replaces the mask, and just kind of each of them ride towards the back of the party, one like 3 paces to the left and one like 3 paces to the right, kind of like keeping pace and also kind of like keeping watch of like the rear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank goodness I don't have to be terrified.
She hates that.
What?
That they're like behind us.
Well, they're both kind of like scanning out like over the horizon. Yeah, they both have like the longbows like strung and everything on their backs. The arrows sort of slung around their hips. It seems like the back is probably the best place for people who are accustomed to ranged combat.
Can I ride and also have the parasol that was given to me?
Yes.
Oh, yes, that's right. Screw you, son. I can still enjoy you.
I
I have the big Sylvanus family crest parasol up.
Troy kind of like looks over at you in the shade and just goes, God damn it, why didn't I think of that?
Well, if you ride your horse close enough, I think we can manage to share.
Kind of like rides up next to you, and you two are sort of like awkwardly kind of like cuddled in under the parasol.
Is this literally like a commercial, just free advertising for the night game? Freaking
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Nightingale.
It's free real
Report.
estate.
Get closer to the ones you love. Or tolerate.
I'm tarring no one at this moment.
Sylvanus, do you like it?
Uh-huh.
Sylvia gave it to me.
What is our riding order?
I'll be towards the front.
I'll be in the middle.
I guess I'll be in the middle.
Cass, you're muted.
Forgot.
I'll
Sorry.
be in front of
I'm.
Sylvanus, though, so he can-
That's gonna happen a lot. I'm just gonna bob and weave.
Gotcha. Kai, where are you?
In the caboose?
Just smack me anywhere. I don't know.
Oh, God damn it.
Kai, you'll be at the caboose.
All right,
Wanna jump on that
Arwen,
one?
since you're bobbing
Then
and
smack
weaving,
him
and T, make perception checks.
That looks great.
It's not bad. It's 15. 18.
18?
Mhm.
Arwen, what you got?
So I have never used these metal dice. The very first roll was a natural 1.
Oof.
I'll roll another one.
I'll try not
Or
to.
we'll hang up on you.
I don't have
so
any more
Arwen,
dice handy. I would have to go get more.
Arwen, you managed to observe the wormling doing lots of different cute things, and at a certain point you just sort of forget that you're traveling and just sort of focus on the wormling, and you kind of just end up paying all your attention to her. T said 18.
Mhm.
A relatively quiet first day of travel. More of the same sights that you saw on your last trip, kind of out here. You see like a couple of sightings of monstrosities and other beasts, but you never see one closer than more than maybe like half a mile. Sort of get a little bit lucky, though. No caravans this time. By the time nightfall gets around, you left a little bit earlier than you did the last time. So evening comes, the sun starts getting lower in the sky, and just when you start to think of you might need a place to camp, over the next hill you can see the top of the ruins you had previously explored, and that Arwen had previously found the gem at, and previously fought a member of
The Black Rose? Or a guy who kind of worked with them, I guess.
The guild.
yeah, somebody who was hired by the guild and worked with the stacked deck.
There it is.
So they got retired.
So I guess camp at the ruins then?
Fine by me.
Yes.
The only people that were there were people we knew. So hopefully there's nobody else here.
There was something important, and I didn't I see this in a dream? Question mark.
No.
You
those-
saw ruins in a desert.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Ash, what the fuck are you doing?
Nothing. Why?
I literally just saw like.
I was. I crumpled something up and threw it.
There's just a pile of shit on the floor.
There's probably shit on the floor.
It's paper.
Uh-huh. So, you all set up at the ruins. Who would like to, just to expedite things, I'll ask, who would like to take just make the general watch rolls for the night?
I'll do the rolls, I guess, because I feel like he kind of feels a responsibility to do a lot of stuff since he's the one who asked everybody to come.
Right.
I mean, I'll help him.
Alright, so it'll be T and Fen.
Alright.
So each of you make a perception check.
Not bad.
18.
Unnatural 20.
Nice.
Pat, didn't you say something about a watch the other day?
So you said 18?
Yes.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural? Okay. A relatively quiet night. Unbothered in the, a little unnerving being in an abandoned temple at night, but nothing too bad. Everything seems to shy away from the building for one reason or another, so a relatively quiet night.
Fantastic.
Any fireside conversations or?
Thanks for coming, T. No, you didn't really want to, but I appreciate it.
Yep.
Don't worry, we'll get lots of cool things. We'll get some things that'll help us, and then we'll go rescue friends from evil, gross old man.
If we get the chance, by the time we get back, we're not going to be able to make it there before he gets back, and honestly, I don't think there's a chance in hell we can take him.
Oh, we'll figure something out. We could make a trap. We could lure him back out and shoot him. Cat has a gun.
She's
Last time I checked, a brain can't protect itself from a bullet.
She's gonna take a very slow, deep breath and sit Fen down and put a hand on his shoulder.
Oh, you don't have to hurt me. I'll do it myself.
She's gonna try and catch his hand before he hits himself.
You scared me.
That's a weird fetish.
I don't want to sit in the middle anymore.
Bye, Liz.
She's then gonna be like,
Sorry.
if what has happened to the people I'm looking for happened to the people you're looking for, it's not going to be good.
Well, from what I've heard of what he does, I don't expect it to.
Be prepared that they might not be there, or if they are, they might not be them anymore.
Yes, that's something I'm trying to push far into the back of my little girl mind. The thought of them being all gross and twisted and zombified, I'm like, bleh. Also, I would just feel bad because they got caught up in my business, which is what I've been trying very hard not to have people doing the past however many years I've been up here. And here we are! Everybody's caught up in my shit.
I mean, it was perhaps unavoidable.
Well, at least we're making efforts to change it now. That's all we can try to do.
Are we? We're heading in the opposite direction.
Not helping.
Fenian things I've explained so many times. Well, good night, T. Good watch.
So, the next morning comes too. The morning is yours. What would you like to do?
Head out.
I'm being annoying and still searching for flowers on the way. Because curfew.
Still
Keeping an eye out for rose lilies.
Make an investigation check.
It's not bad.
14.
14. No rose lilies, but you managed to gather a fair bit of other flowers.
So that's all I need. I got more wildflowers.
I want to find random things and cool looking rocks just along the way.
Make an investigation check.
Oh my god, you find one of the stones you're looking for.
Oh my god.
19.
19. You find some really fucking cool looking rocks.
Cool.
Wow.
It's a very fucking cool looking rocks, Arwen.
Thanks.
And in fact, as you go over to like one of the edges of like one of the nearby pools, as everyone kind of takes a breather for a second, you go over and you find a particularly shiny looking blue rock, and you pick it up, and it's actually a small piece of opal worth about 10 gold pieces. So you managed to find that.
Damn.
Ritzy.
Yeah, so you can mark that down.
I wish that's
I
how real
can't
life
find
worked.
my pen now, so you're gonna have to
What?
give me a sec. I can't find that pen,
No, I
so
know,
you
but
gotta give me a second.
Ash also said something at the same time.
Oops.
Oh, I said I wish that's how real life worked.
Lols. Alright. So, you continue to travel through the day. You get to right around the like a fairly familiar looking clearing right around dusk, as you realize that this is one of the places that you had camped your last time through.
How convenient.
I mean, you guys are traveling like, same pace.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's and it was not too long ago either, so it's a fairly familiar journey back. No.
Have we spotted the dragon at all yet, or are we not getting there yet?
No. You didn't spot the dragon until your third day of travel.
Oh, okay. I'd wave to him if we saw him.
But yeah, as he hops off of his horse, Devereaux kind of removes his mask and looks over at all of you and just... So the outpost we should be coming to sometime around midday tomorrow. So once we hit that mark, we can leave you to your own adventures.
I heard.
So my sister and I are content to take the watch tonight. If anyone else would like to join us, they may. But at the very least, we'll be here looking over everything, so everyone else can get some sleep.
I think I'll take you up on that offer.
Yeah, I'll also helped.
I'm not going to be talking to them that much.
I want to stay up with them.
Alright, well, I don't think we can all stay up, so I guess I'll go to sleep.
I was about to say, I was waiting to see if anyone else wanted to take up on the offer, since you two kind of already got the first night's watch.
I'll go to sleep.
Nope. Good night.
Guys going to bed still? No desire?
He just doesn't trust people.
Alright, so it is
That's not new
Arwen
information.
And, T, and then the brother and sister kind of remaining up. They're kind of just sort of leaning against trees on the outline of the fire. Sort of bows in their lap, arrows kind of still to their side as they just sort of look off.
Ooh, mysterious.
Make perception checks, both of you too. Not bad.
I rolled a 17 again, so that's still an unnatural 20.
Nice. Arwen, what you got for me, kid?
16.
Alright.
It's not so bad.
So, any conversation that anyone would like to have
Wait,
happen?
is it 16? Yes, it's 16, sorry.
T will respond if anyone starts a conversation, but she wouldn't be starting a conversation. She just more so doesn't trust people that she barely knows their names, watching them overnight.
That's valid.
At some point when you wander over near Devereaux, he would just kind of look up at you and just... So curious question.
Yes.
How'd you meet Rax?
We both ended up at the suites, needing a place to stay. Sandra had some rather large rats and some lesser demons in her cellar, and we cleared them out.
That, rats and demons, right. Well, glad to see she's putting all of that, night training she's had to good use.
Night training.
The armor, the sword with the The skill with the sword didn't give that away.
I mean, I've seen Fen wield armor and a sword, and I didn't think he was a knight.
Well, no, but have you seen the way that she wields it? Yes, she was training to be a knight.
And where was this? Wintry Moon?
We are from Silvery Moon.
Silver Moon, yes, that's what I meant.
Yes. Rax is from, she not told you where she's from?
Maybe in passing, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Well, not my secret to share then, I suppose.
She told me you two were friends once upon a time.
They were roommates. Sorry.
You're fine. Once upon a time is not anymore. That's a little harsh. I'll have to be sure to mention that to her. Yes, we go back pretty far. I can't think to a point in my life at a time where I did not know her.
So were you also training to be a knight?
Kind of like looks at the leathers that he's wearing, looks at the longbow in his lap, and looks up. Might have been the plan at some point, but well, you know the thing about dreams, they change.
Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Sometimes things don't quite work out like that, but found a pretty decent life out here. Me and my sister both. Kind of gestures over at the other figure. So, what's your story? Just follow your friends into random crypts for fun?
I suppose we've sort of become a party of sorts. And what I really want to do, everyone keeps telling me is stupid, so this was the alternative.
Well, I mean, if you really want to do it, it's really important to you. Just because someone else says it's stupid doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
It's one
I
of
don't
those,
like this guy.
It's one of those things that I'm gonna die.
Oh, well, alright, so maybe don't do it. Is there a way to approach it in a way that you don't die? Because I've noticed those plans where you don't die are typically the best plans.
I haven't figured that one out yet.
Well, a good way to ensure not dying, why don't you, could always try taking Rax along. Lord knows that girl is way too stubborn to ever die.
Yes, every
It's
time
like
I turn around, people are volunteering to go with me, and that just means more blood on my hands.
If you manage to get her killed, I'd be more impressed than anything. She's kind of built like a human battering ram. Well, like a half-elf battering ram.
Despite what the tournament proved, I can handle myself fairly decently in a fight.
Also mean you don't typically throw fights against bards?
No. He cheated.
How did he cheat?
He used his magic before hitting the field.
Guess that makes sense. Kind of smart, though. I'm still surprised that tiny little mouse person you guys have was able to take out that big, scary-looking woman.
Yes. As am I.
That's a skill.
Rogues sure can be slippery.
You might have had an extra hand.
Tell me about it. That was, I was trying to do my research on my, kind of like looks over to where Twy is sleeping. My target before the match happened, we had it narrowed down to either she was a ranger or she was a rogue. And I went ranger, and that was not correct as it was. So, yeah, we all make mistakes. But still, formerly trained as an assassin is just unlucky. But what are you going to do? I suppose that is part of the surprise. I'm sure we will...
You're not a very good assassin if they know you are one.
Fair enough, but I'm sure we will be a part of the Grand Tourney when that comes around. So her surprise is one that a lot better in practicality, as it's something that's only works once. And if you're actually killing your target, then it only needs to work once. But if your target is going to see that trick again, then it tends to be a lot less effective.
Maybe you'll see us there.
I relish the opportunity. It is told that the last two teams get to face off against each other, so it would certainly be a fun challenge of skill.
Something like that. If I'm still around then.
Oh, try not to die.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if I die, it's if the others don't.
It always
God,
matters if
shut
people
up.
die. I'm sure there's people that depend on you that would be sad if you died, so yeah, try not to let that happen.
Unfortunately, that's why I need to do what people keep telling me not to do.
End of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. Even if sometimes people won't understand why you're doing it, they'll get over themselves about it eventually, I feel like. At least that's what I've found in personal experience.
Guess I'll see.
Yes, you will. There's also, you notice, a brief shimmer of silver as you and Arwen are taking your patrols behind the camp. And sort of like an ethereal glow from behind behind like a group of trees, a cluster of trees, if you will.
I'm gonna like stealth my way over there.
Make a stealth check.
Oh, thank God. That was a 1.
It's hard to tell if our dice sometimes.
Arwen, what are you doing?
16.
Hello, Arwen.
Mousy. Mighty Mouse.
I was writing.
What you
Want
doing?
to fight?
Speedy Gonzalez.
You and T noticed a shimmer of silver light from behind a couple of trees from the back of the camp. What are you doing? T is
How
stealthing
far
over
away
there.
am I?
What?
How far away? How far away are we?
You both are about 30 feet away from the group of trees. T has started the stealth over there.
How far can I throw a dagger?
Never did the washer. There was I knew it. I'm not
It's just a shimmer of light.
That's okay. How far can I throw a dagger?
20 feet.
20 by 60.
Yeah, 20 feet. Normally 60 feet with disadvantage.
So
But,
it's out of range.
At this point, you would be
So-
throwing it through trees, like through tree trunks.
So I don't have a direct shot?
No. You do not see what
Okay.
it is. You just see a shimmer of silver light, and T has started to stealth their way over there.
I'll start stealthing and be like, I think we should get a better look.
What was I looking for? I'm going to stealth quickly.
Or cast his fireball.
Alright,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead and make
cast
a
fire.
go ahead and make a stealth check with disadvantage then, if you're doing it quickly.
Oh no!
Oh wait, no, just kidding. Not with disadvantage. Just a regular roll. I forgot you have your.
Well, I just rolled twice, so now I have to roll again. I'm sorry.
Just roll again. I forgot you have your gift was the Boots of Elvenkind, which give you advantage on stealth checks. So they can't
Let me
break
write
that
that
around. You
down.
just have a straight roll.
I don't have that written down.
It was one of your presents.
Whew, and it's a stealth check.
Yeah,
That's 19 plus 6.
that's approximately a lot. What did you roll? T?
You got 7.
16. Yeah.
Does not notice either of you approach. So Arwen, you get there first. T, you arrive directly after, and as you peer around the trees to look at what this could be, you see a silver, almost ethereal, fey-like looking unicorn. Currently just prancing and kind of like grazing in the middle of this clearing.
Oh no, I wish I had better animal handling.
I'm gonna try and go up to it and just kind of like calmly, but also like try and like approach.
Make
No, don't. I would hold you back before you did anything.
Why?
I have a question. No, I have a question actually.
okay.
Before I do that anyway. Like dragons and stuff, do unicorns understand languages?
You would have no idea.
Okay, then I'm going to attempt to say hello to it in Sylvan, just in case. Instead of just walking up on it?
Turns out it knows draconic
I mean, I
only.
was gonna roll animal handling.
You could do that instead, I don't
She
care.
hated animals.
She does.
She does, but it's
But
a
this is a
fucking
unicorn.
You could sell that shit.
Oh my god.
Boy!
So mean.
So very tea.
Plus, I can only imagine how jealous Kai would be if she started riding a fucking unicorn.
Listen.
I'm not gonna make a joke.
Are we learning now if unicorns can understand languages? Dope.
You say hello to it in Sylvan.
Yes.
It looks up at you, and then sort of like, kind of like paws back a bit, and inside of your own head, you just hear, "Hello."
Also in Sylvan, or?
Yes,
Hey.
in Sylvan.
So this unicorn is friendly, maybe.
And I'm still gonna like,
Cool.
try and approach it and be like, oh, like,
No,
basically
no,
be nice
don't
to her.
approach it yet. Don't approach it. It only knows one of us are here right now. I don't know if it can see us both.
Well, didn't you just try to stop her?
With you saying hello, it looks up and it notices both of you are there.
Okay, cool. Then never mind.
Make an animal handling check.
13?
What are you trying to do to it?
Just like calm it down and approach it.
As you approach, it just continually like backs away.
Yeah, I stop her again. I'll just be like, hey, sorry. I tried. She kept going. Hi, what's up? Who are you?
Where am I?
Oh crap, I forgot.
Out of character. you
Where
could
we
say-
got to.
You could say the material plane.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Then we're in the material plane.
I must have done something incorrectly.
Where'd you come from?
The Feywild.
T in common.
Where were you going?
Does it speak common?
Kind of looks at you,
I don't know.
head cocked, and it sort of whinnies.
That would be a no. Okay, then where were you going?
To someplace else in the Feywild. I think I just got lost, but I was enjoying the moonlight.
Fair enough.
Ashton's left chat. There he is.
He back.
What happened?
It's okay, just continue on.
I'm pissed he didn't stay up for the watch now. He's angry in his sleep.
Thank you for letting me know where I was.
Sure. I'm Arwen. Who are you?
Unicorns have names.
I don't know. You don't have to name it if that's like a
Unlikely.
dumb thing.
And you are me.
They're fey beings.
I just assumed. I just assume everything has an identity. I'm sorry.
What
You
if
don't
it
have
knows
to.
Arwen's name and it just takes it and calls itself Arwen.
That's fine. We can make up names. That's what this is all about.
Rainbow Dash?
Yes. My little pony. No, Applejack. Thank you.
I prefer Fluttershy. Thank you very much.
Applejack is my favorite, but we really don't need to get into that right now. Like, really don't need to get into that right now.
We really don't need to get into that right now.
You too.
No, she just kind of like once again looks at you and just goes, "My name is Altira. It's nice to meet you, forest friend."
Likewise. What's she gonna do now? Are you like still lost?
I will probably depart.
Alright. Well,
What's it doing now?
good luck.
Can it come with us?
Safe travels.
Wait, why would it want to come with us?
Safe travels, little mouse.
I mean, it'd be cool to have a unicorn.
The light around it just kind of like shimmers before it just kind of like is
We're
gone.
T beats up, aren't we?
No
Later.
one's gonna believe us.
That's okay.
Oh, please tell us. I stole the party.
Maybe it'll come visit again one day.
And with that,
Stretching.
the night comes to an end, and morning comes to be. What is everybody doing? Another day full of traveling?
I mean, his normal routine is like wake up at sunrise, if not a little bit before, do like morning exercises, meditation, and then be ready when everyone else is getting up.
Yes.
Good morning.
I'm telling the
Are you,
wormling
waking up
all
still to
about
do
the
this with
unicorn.
No, but if he's awake, he could try and join.
So what time do you wake up?
Sunrise.
Sunrise? T, you do this before sunrise, correct?
I start before, but it probably takes about an hour. So I'd probably start like a half hour before, so it's still.
Alright, so still you come to and T is in the middle of exercises.
Okay.
What do you do?
My recent morning routine.
Alright.
So, anything interesting happened last night on watch?
It was pretty uneventful. We had some fireside talks. We saw a unicorn, and nothing really
I
happened.
saw what?
A what?
Speaking of which, I'm like in the midst of telling the wormling about the unicorn.
The wormling is listening very excitedly.
Hooray.
Kenjian's like that gif of the kid going at the table. That's him. He's mad that he didn't stay up for the watch. It would have been so pretty. Did you ask it for a lock of its hair?
It didn't speak common.
Neither do I.
I mean, I talked to it in Sylvan, and it seemed pretty chill, but it didn't want to be here, so it left.
Don't we all not want to be here?
Why did you let a lock of its hair?
I don't know. It could be pretty with things. Potions. It's something that you can harvest without hurting a creature.
Fair.
Unless you're really bad at using scissors.
So you all depart for the day.
Yes.
Another day's worth of travel north. You are getting fairly close now to the hot springs that you enjoyed to the very, very north of the valley. About halfway through the day, you would hear a whistle from the back of the group as Devereaux and Aurette would kind of wave to you goodbye and start to head off into the woods.
Bye. Sorry, I'm still waking up.
Give our regards to kind of like bites, swallow something he was going to say. To Rax, if he managed to beat us back.
Oh, it looks like he almost said a different name. Maybe Rax is short for Raxine.
Vaccine.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
Being called Raxine? Well, I hope not. Your name's Tweety.
Yes.
We'll give you our regards. Thank you for coming along. You have a nice day and enjoy whatever it is that you have to go do. Unless it's not enjoyable.
Yes, he's riding into the forest. We'll be back at the festival. We just need to resupply, grab a few more members of the guild.
Well, if you don't see us by the end of
the what?
They're part of a rangers guild.
Okay,
There's more than one type of guild.
He said the guild.
Yes, his the guild. Anyways, if you don't see us in 2 weeks, it's 'cause we're
Is the
Bye.
guild.
What a nice young chap.
So, another day full of riding. Another eventual night by the fire. Who would like to stay up for the watches tonight?
Well, I guess I will since no one.
I mean,
Me.
T always volunteers every single night.
Oh my
Just
goodness,
look how
that
good she
means
is.
I can't volunteer every night.
Kai is volunteering, so it'll be Kai and Sil.
I'll keep morning watch for 10 minutes while everybody's getting up.
So, night comes to be. Can I have perception checks for both of you?
Nat 20!
13?
Do you want my actual number after my stuff?
No, because I rolled nothing for tonight.
Okay, good, because
No
it
more
would have
wolves
been
for us.
25.
We don't have to face wolves again, Kai.
You don't have to go.
Wolves.
A relatively
That was great.
a relatively quiet night greets both of you. You can begin to hear in the very distance the faint sounds of ocean waves.
Ooh.
Is there any conversation that you would like to happen tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
So, where were you last night, Sil?
3
Asleep.
nights ago.
I was
Oh,
asleep.
3 nights ago, Sil.
Were you?
Oh my god, you know what I mean.
I was out.
I can spot the walk of shame when I see it, my friend.
Walk of shame.
Or triumph.
Triumph.
Who'd you fuck, Sylvanus?
Well, certainly not you.
Thankfully. Would you like to tell? As Liz disappears behind the screen.
One of the other competitors of the tournament.
Ooh, pray tell who?
I'll let your imagination run wild with that one.
There are too many options, at least give me a hint.
It was Anchor.
Initiating vibrate mode.
Was it nuts and bolts?
Yeah, that would be about it.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. The hint is it's someone that the group doesn't know.
Well, if I don't know them, then how am I supposed to guess who it is?
Well, that at least knocks out half the competitors.
Hmm. Let's see. Well, that depends, Sylvanus. Do you go for the more gentlemanly type, or...
Oh my god.
Or
Are you gay or straight? I think he's trying
Yeah.
to ask.
Sorry, what's your intelligence again?
no, I just like to drag this out of you.
Answer my question.
It's a female competitor.
Female competitor. Okay, I'm trying to remember who the other ones were.
Rex.
That
I
we
think-
didn't know.
I think the only ones that we didn't know
yeah.
were Starfire,
Rizwan.
Phoenix, Rizwan, and Anchor.
Yes.
Trying to figure out which one of them would be your type, but I've realized that I don't really know what your type is.
I try to make that known as little as possible.
You're no fun.
Come on, it should be easy after the bettings portion of the tournament.
Side note, why?
Because he bet quite a bit of money on them.
Ah.
Is that his idea
So
of
he
flirting?
bet
Hmm?
on her.
What's up?
So he bet on her. I cannot for the life of me remember her name right now.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was Starfire.
No.
Oh. Oops.
Starfire's the barbarian.
Right.
The same eyes as Clint, barbarian.
The barbarian?
Nope. Okay,
You
it's
bet on
Phoenix, because I'm starting to get pains just seeing you struggle to figure this out.
I wanted to make it seem realistic that he wouldn't guess it right away, but thank you. The Dragon Ferox.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. How was she?
Ugh. Creep.
Wow, that's
Fucking creep.
wow. That's
Is that whatever?
how would you feel if I go up to Kat and ask how was Kai?
But you're not. Oh, it's just friends discussing things.
Disconnect his
But
internet.
she's also a friend of us, so wouldn't that be friends discussing things?
I see Fendi in his sleep just.
I'm sorry, Patrick. Was it
Throwing
not you who a few weeks ago said, "I can't wait for Syl to brag about this to
I
Kai"?
was never
and then-
said. You put those words in my mouth. I never said I was gonna-
You said that. You said he was gonna
You said maybe.
making
we
me
were
look
gonna
like a
talk about
fool.
it. You're the
I
one
know
who's like,
damn
so you're
well.
gonna brag
what
about
you
it.
said.
It was a wonderful night. That's what you're asking.
Well, good for you.
Now you're closer as male friends.
No.
No, now I just don't feel like saying anything because y'all are gonna laugh at me.
Yes, we are. So go ahead, say it. We're laughing
No.
at Kai, not at Ash.
That's not better.
Why are you so curious?
Just wondering, you're not usually the type to suddenly go missing and not come back until the next day.
And what type do I seem, pray tell?
Ew, don't use my words. I hate to admit it, but the responsible type. And you're quite stuck up, so.
I have to be around some of you.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that?
Well, if it's because of you, it'd be your guys' faults.
You don't have to stay. That's your choice.
Who else would keep some of you alive? But I do want to speak. I do want to be here.
Audie.
You know I can see you, right?
Stop looking at the screen, you cheater.
Got that rear view mirror. Rear view screen. Well, anyhow, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
You just make it like you
You're
somehow have a talent of making something sound normal and make it sound really weird and awkward.
Hey, buddy, I hope you enjoyed your sex last night, my guy friend.
It's a talent, Kai.
Oh, dropped out of the stream. But that's who he is. He's just a dirty person. I don't know what you want me to say. Shh, you're sleeping.
It's his way of saying he cares about your physical and sexual health.
Not exactly.
He's a spirit healer. Anything wrong? He can help you.
Exactly.
He's just nosy, and if it has to do with sex, he wants to know about it. Anyway, I'm tired. Wow. I'm so tired.
Think of sleep.
Alright, cool. You guys go to bed after that absolutely fucking riveting conversation.
Yeah, that sucked. How could you do that to me?
Because you made it.
It was funny.
You were digging yourself a grave, and all I can do is hand you another shovel.
So, you guys come to the next morning. After a brief journey, find yourself back in the village of Ocean Lily.
Ah, a town.
There's salt in the air, and
I wonder why.
a fairly lively late morning. As you guys stroll into the city or the village proper, what would you like to do?
Find the boat people that Celeste told me I could request a little ferry across the street with. I didn't write the name down. Hey Arwen, do you remember the name of the people Celeste worked with?
Pirates.
Probably not, but I'm gonna check anyway.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to start
Gesundheit.
going door to door, ship to ship.
Stop.
Bless you.
Oh well, I know it's the salty blossom.
Salt blossom.
Salt
is
blossom.
Salt
No,
blossom.
that's
Yes,
That's
so we
her
find out
ship.
she worked with the salt blossom.
no. The Salt Blossom is her ship. Did they have a different one?
But like she works for like a little company or something, doesn't she?
No, that's her ship.
But she like works for people, doesn't she? And we're looking for the people that she works with, because she said that they might be able to give us a ferry across the strait.
I thought she was the first mate, not the actual captain.
I have no
Well,
idea.
it's Arwen's backstory, not mine. I didn't write it all down.
Dear Lord. No, this... I don't know. Maybe we didn't get the specifics.
Vegas rides across the street.
Gotcha. There's only about 3 ships down at the docks right now, so.
Oh, that's 3 people to ask.
The only thing that I have written down is that we have to walk to the crypt and we're leaving by the...
In this group.
Loose lip sync ships.
I don't think I
Loose
ever
take trips.
heard
San
it.
Francisco.
I don't have anything of that nature written down.
No, it's on.
No.
Oh, I just sound stupid. Never mind. It's from Juno. But I have money, so I have like 120 gold. So I'm just gonna ask if people are offering some short rides for pay.
You find there's like there's 3 ships at the docks. There's also a structure standing alongside the docks, kind of built into the side of the mountain. It seems to be like a that's what I'm looking for here, like a not a booth. It is like a cabin, like a mariner's cabin.
Okay.
So kind of where like they would check in cargo and things
Okay.
like that. But there's one person currently working on some looks like different like paperwork. So
Yeah.
leaning up against.
I'll go bother them. Hello, sir, madam, person,
Sir.
friend. Hello, sir. I was wondering, do you know if any of these boats are currently offering any services to transport travelers across the strait? We're an adventuring group, and we sort of need to get to the place as quickly as possible, and we're really willing to pay, us and our horses.
And, across the strait, huh?
Yes. And then the Salt Blossom's coming to pick us up later.
I mean, I know the Salt Blossom, but you realize the only thing across the strait is that old crypt owned by the Lich, right?
I said that we're adventurers.
Ah. Don't reckon you'll find too many people that are really wanting to go too close to there, but
I mean, they could drop us off a few blocks away if that makes them more comfortable.
Blocks.
I'll tell you what, I run one of the ships that runs alongside the Salt Blossom, and if you manage to rope Old Graves and Celeste into this, then I guess you have to be at least something trustworthy.
Yes, I also signed an IOU of sorts for her. I owe her one favor at any point, no questions asked. I had to sign a paper for it. So we'll see how that goes.
I remember the last person who had to sign a paper like that. I do believe you might have made a mistake there, son, but don't worry about it.
I'll go to any lengths to save my friends, even if it means damning myself in the process, which usually happens. Anyways, so, how much would it cost if you decided to take us on
Alright,
this
so,
little adventure?
tell you what, I got 2 options for you. You said you got horses?
So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses and 6 people. And a wormling. She's quite tame. She could probably just fly the whole time. Don't have to worry about any scratches on deck or anything.
He's quite.
Are you planning to head down into those dungeons?
Yes. Yes. Don't worry, you won't need to wait for us to give us a ride back.
More so asking, you're planning to lead horses down into those dungeons?
No, well, we just need our horses near us for when the Salt Blossom comes to pick us up. We're not taking the horses down there.
And you reckon they'll be alright next to the Tomb of the Lich?
Well, I don't think he needs an undead horse army.
Never know.
Well,
Calvary.
if we leave them here, then I can't leave Gooseberry by himself.
But we do have stables in the town.
But then, I don't know if we have enough time to double back. How long is the travel here in the crypt?
Maybe like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. We'll just leave the horses here then. I thought it was going to be like a day or two. All right.
No, it's just right across the strait. You can he points over and you kind of turn. You can see like
I can't see shit. I put up my parasol.
you
Oh,
can you can
yes.
you can see like it's cloudy today, so it's not bothering you too bad. But you can see like maybe 3.5-4 miles of water, and then like sandy shore, and then mountainous, and then you kind of see like the pokings up of some ruins.
Oh my goodness, I'm not very bright. Alright, new plan. We stable the horses and take just ourselves across the strait if you're still willing.
All right, well now you're talking. All right, so I got 2 options for you, because I don't know how much gold you're rolling with right now. I will take you close to shore, but not all the way there. That'll be 50 gold pieces for the whole shebang. Or I'll lend you one of our small rowboats, and you get across yourself, because kind of like gestures to the waters that appear to be fairly calm. You take it there, you bring it back. I'm sure Celeste knows how to load up a boat on her ship. She'll eventually get it back to me, because we're both in the same fleet. I'll call that well, since you're a friend of Celeste, 20 gold pieces.
I immediately look over at Teed's arms, assess if they're strong enough for rowing. Deal for the rowboat. And
I have like possibly the lowest strength in this group.
you just use your dexterity. If you do it fast, it doesn't matter how strong you are.
That works.
All right.
Her biceps
sounds
are just
good.
accessories.
And do you know how much it costs to stable horses? If it's just for,
I think
it'll
Arwen
probably
has the
be
highest
about
strength.
a day.
Tell you what, you got 2 gold pieces?
Yep.
All right, all of them.
Arwen,
Take
what's
care
your
of it.
strength?
Oh, thank you. That means I'm now at an even 100 gold, because I was at 122. So, I will pay him the money and thank him profusely. And, oh my god, can the wormling swim? She can help pull the boat. She'll be like...
Let's not put it under.
Because the
You're
wormling does
not
seem
going
so
to
well
make
water.
the wormling.
Alright,
Pull the boat.
listen, sweet child. If you get uncomfortable, you can always fly ahead.
You're not putting
You know what,
the
Fen?
wormling in the water.
Why don't you teach her how to swim first?
Alright.
We're not
starts
putting
unbuttoning
the
his vest.
wormling in the
Now, this is how you do it. He's in the air.
Alright,
No.
Sorry, your
Gorza.
arms don't work
We
that
have to
way.
find a lake. I'm gonna put on the manta ray cape. And that's how she'll learn to swim.
Please.
Why,
I was going to say,
why-
yeah,
why-
Arwen can use the cloak of the manta ray technically to pull the boat.
Why,
Can the worm unfurl her wings
why,
and we use
why
it
are
like
we,
sails?
why are we so convinced about putting the wormling in the water?
No, she can sit on the boat with her wings out and it's like a sail and we go,
You can certainly try.
What the fuck?
oh, I'm so excited. Alright, everybody.
This is how that.
We're
Which
not
one is-
making the wormling pull the
I was gonna say,
boat.
the worm-
She's squared away. She's kind of bigger now, isn't she?
I was going to say, the wormling is starting to grow. So when you first got the wormling 2 months ago, she was 3 feet 7 inches high and 108 pounds. She is now 4 feet 1 inches high and 139 pounds.
She's like a small pony.
So
Way more than I
she is
do.
starting to suddenly Ash,
A baby.
a baby.
There he is.
Look at that child. Look at that boy.
Fenian's gonna awkwardly get into the rowboat. He's gonna be like,
Oh,
struggling to pull
can I take the oars from him and start rowing instead?
I was going to say, as you're like,
Guys, I can't hear you. I only hear static.
that's not the rowboat that we're having you take. That's a rowboat that's in here for repairs because the oars are currently working on
Oh.
schedule.
I knew
So,
I wasn't that strong,
you
but
can-
damn.
Yeah, no, you
Ash
cannot.
in here now.
He gets
And
out
he
awkwardly.
kind of like calls over the boat. Jer, can you get these friendly people?
He has like a stupid smile
I
on
was
his
about to
face.
say now starts like observing just how like varied your group is, and it's just like, can you get these folks a rowboat?
We
to start working on it. Well, give us maybe 10 minutes to get this ready for you, and you'll be
Sure
good to go.
Does anybody need to buy anything while we're here real quick? Stock up on anything before we head out? Last minute
Yes.
shopping? I wonder if Arwen, do you think we can coordinate our mage hands to row either or?
Maybe? DM?
Fendian's like,
Once again, you can certainly try.
Why are you
You
guys
know what,
so
then-
convinced of making this more elaborate than it needs?
because then it won't hurt your arms.
You don't have to row.
Who's rowing? She can't row 4 miles, that'll hurt.
Miles?
It's like 4 miles across.
About 3.5 miles across.
Close
You can
enough.
take turns.
He's not
Let's
saying
just
a thing,
catch.
she's
Why don't we
lying
just
there.
catch? What? Why don't we
Well,
just
I
cast?
do. You know, I know a spell called Arms of Hadar.
Nope.
If you all sit
No,
together-
no.
Why don't we just hire someone to row for us?
Arwen, what were you saying?
Why don't we just cast Mage Hand now and find out if it works?
Well, we need to know if it works with the weight of all of us in it. I don't know really how.
Okay, so let's get in it.
About 10 minutes go by. They have the rowboat prepared for you. Is there anything else you'll be needing?
Are there any monsters in the strait?
Yeah.
All right, we'll just need to prepare ourselves to fight them.
Just stay out of the water, probably.
Okay, look. If it comes to a fight, don't touch the fucking water, and I might have an idea.
Oh, electricity. Are you short for trickster?
It's lightning. Oh, Crimson just weeps.
And he gets in the boat and he cries.
Like a storm, a hurricane out at sea.
Never heard of it.
Tempest.
Don't
No?
have many of those underground.
All right.
Anyways, thank you for the boat, and we should be on our way.
What?
Out of character, I'm shaking my head.
He said
Yes.
lightning like a tempest.
Lightning, like a hurricane. Basically, said like a storm, like a thunderstorm, like a hurricane, a tempest, like a cyclone.
Oh, a tempest. Yes, tempest. Tempest is a type of storm.
Yes.
She just gets like a eat shit look on her face and gets in the boat and doesn't say anything.
But yeah, I get in, and since again, Fendian's the one who's like, hey, can you guys come help me with it? He's gonna attempt to take the first turn rowing. But I want to try the mage hand thing first.
Alright, so you all get in the boat. You have mage hands.
Yep, I cast my mage hand on one side.
Same.
Alright, so make
A synchronization check.
Arwen, make an intelligence check. You make a charisma check. I'll average the two out.
15.
Wow, I for some reason just could not focus my eyes on my intelligence score. 16.
16? Alright, the first 20 minutes or so go by. You're doing a fairly good job. You're a little bit taxed by the end of it, but of the 4 miles across, you managed to get about 3/4 of a mile in.
That's not terrible for using a cantrip.
So you have 3 1/4 miles left. You keeping it up, or
I'm just gonna use my actual body now to row. Because I feel like my mind probably hurts.
anybody assisting Fen with the rowing?
Otherwise, we're gonna be going in a circle.
All right, both of you make strength checks.
Uh-oh, skedios. I don't add anything to mine.
13.
3.
So you start drifting a little left, then you have to adjust pretty hard to keep track. You only make it about a half mile in the next 20 minutes. You've now made it about 1.25 miles. You have 2 3/4 miles left to go, and Fen, you are spent. You need to take a break.
So
I
far,
have a
I'm just
water
like
skin.
sitting in the back, lounging. But once I see them struggling, I'll begrudgingly move up and take one of the oars out of Fendian's hands.
All right,
Oh, thank
so
you,
make a
Kai.
strength check. Kai, make a strength check.
Strangers.
That was a wild ride.
14.
19.
19. All right, you guys managed to do a pretty good job. About as good a job as Arwen and Fen did for the first little bit. You managed to make it 3/4 of a mile, so you're starting to feel pretty tired. But you guys are now halfway across, and you notice, who hasn't rowed yet? You two make a perception check, both of you.
18.
Nice.
Is it me?
What?
Is it me? Am I rolling a perception check?
You're rolling one as well.
Cool, I thought so. I got a nat 20.
Cool.
Hey.
So, as you travel across the strait, the water's started out along the docks, a really nice, like, light, almost tropical kind of like the light blue, like cerulean almost. And it's progressively gotten like a deeper and darker blue, like sapphire blue as you've gotten across. As you're now hitting the halfway point, it's almost turning, like it's getting darker and it's losing its blue. At this point, it's almost like a dark gray. And as you look up closer to the shore that you are paddling to, it is looking to go to almost like a black, like a pitch black color for the water. And before you hit the pitch blackness and the gray, you can see, I'll say with your nat 20, you can see shadows at some point beneath the water just sort of shifting.
Flashback to my dream where the ocean was black.
So, who is, are you two staying at the oars? Sil and Kai?
Sure.
Alright, Kai, make me another strength check. Sil, make a strength check with disadvantage.
I mean, can we try and go around those shadows?
They're all over. Arwen is the only one who sees them, so it's up to Arwen whether she says anything or not.
Oh.
But they are all around you.
I failed.
Natural 1.
16.
16. Over the next 20 minutes, you guys manage to go about a quarter of a mile before you realize that you are paddling in a circle as Sil is just spent. Not very effective. Someone else has to man this.
We don't
Yep.
notice that we're going in a circle for 15 minutes.
It's about 5 minutes where you manage to do one full rotation before you look up and you're like, wait. And you look over at Sil, who, you're hitting the pace of like row, row, row. And at this point, Sil's pace is like row, row. And so you are just turning hard right.
Alright, T, you and I, let's go. We can do this. I've had a good bit of a break.
Strength checks, both of you.
9.
Great, that's 13.
Guys managed to make it half of a mile. Both of you are fairly tired. You have a mile and a quarter left to go. The water is now nearing its darkest. Both of you make strength checks again.
That's not so bad. It's not so bad. 11.
16. I don't know
16.
why.
Guys managed to make it another half mile. So you have 3/4 of a mile left to go. Both of you are now feeling the burn in your arms and your legs and your back. Would anyone else like to step in?
Is the water still really deep?
Oh my god, I forgot Twy's on here with us. Oh my god, Twy and Arwen.
As it say, Twy steps up and just goes, I really appreciate everyone being so considerate of me, but if maybe I can help.
Yes, please.
Is the water still super deep?
Super duper.
Deep.
At this point, it is pitch black, and you have absolutely no idea.
Oh, good. Do I still see shadows? I'm guessing no, because it's pitch black.
Yes, but I would say even by the time you get to the end of the docks, when the water is clear, the water is probably about 50 or 60 feet deep just at the docks, which is about maybe 75 feet offshore.
That's 6 Fendians standing on each other.
Rough.
All right, so Twy and Arwen are making strength checks. Rolled a natural 18, which is 18. What you got, Arwen?
6.
Teens.
You guys managed to, Arwen's feeling pretty spent by the end of it, but you have about a quarter mile left as Arwen kind of needs some help here, as Twy is kind of like looking to any of you to sort of step in
mage
here.
hand.
Gonna mage hand for one last time?
Yeah.
Charisma check with disadvantage.
I'm gonna help the mage hand.
First roll
Just
15, second roll 3 plus 4.
Alright,
8
well, I will
total.
say Twy natural 20'd, so Twy is able to kind of like...
She just grabs you. Get out of here, weak man.
I'll say, yeah, you guys get about 250 feet left, and you're kind of like struggling, and she just sort of like looks back at you, and you kind of like drop the mage hand, and she kind of scoots to the middle of the boat before sort of like rowing herself to the end. And as you guys get there, she's drenched in sweat and pretty tired, but just kind of like looks up and is just like, here,
Oh, I'll press to digitize the sweat off of everybody.
appreciate
And
it.
make everybody smell like sunflowers.
The shore is a very like dark sort of pumicy material, like pumicy textured stone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's like one of them rough beaches.
Yes.
You see Tealing.
There is a tower close by to you, probably about 150 feet away, and you can kind of see a hole in the side of the tower that could possibly be used as an entrance.
Oh, that looks like where we're jumping into.
So
It's
maybe
like
we should
10 minutes.
stop and figure out a plan of action first.
We go
No,
in,
I walk in.
We go in, we kill,
Yeah.
we go in.
We're over 100 feet
Quick,
away.
Fendi, make a bird sound.
Well, we're gonna walk there.
Like, perhaps we should take this quietly, stealth our way through
I
this.
agree. Harp did say it definitely wouldn't be a good idea to have lots of people going in. We should do the low and slow approach.
Cool, so I'm gonna go in first, and you guys can figure it out when you get there. So I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay. There's
Didn't know
also
Arwen was dying tonight.
there's also some other like bits of ruins you can see poking up out of the stone shores, but you all head straight for the tower.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can notice anybody watching us or any like shapes moving around in the ruins?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Oh, is it do I have disadvantage or no?
No, it's cloudy.
Okay. Yeah. 10. Not terrible.
All's clear.
Doesn't seem to be. Because everyone is making their way
Thank
to the
you.
tower.
Yep.
I guess it's kind of a duh that I'm also looking around for stuff.
Are you looking around for like people watching you, or are you looking around for like secret entrances or different things like that? What are you doing?
If anything looks out of the ordinary, like things that are like shadows of people or
Make an investigation check then.
Yes.
natural one.
Oh my.
You don't notice anything in particular.
You know, there's 3 players standing around the table.
I'll disguise self and just make my outfit black so I don't stand out like a fucking sore thumb.
I'm stealthing, and if no one else
That's
is,
actually-
she's gonna stay like 50 feet behind them.
That's
Oh,
a pretty good idea.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stealth once we like enter.
I
So
would stealth
you
before we get there.
make your stealth check.
19.
Good to know. Okay, so Arwen arrives first. You arrive at the open hole in the side of the tower, and as you peer in, there's kind of a small stairway down into what looks like it opens up into a torchlit room. And that is where we're going to take our break for tonight, since it is 8:45. So when we get back, we will be doing at least the first half of this dungeon crawl. So we finally got to your first dungeon crawl this the campaign. So get excited.
And
Ooh.
if somebody happens to have the dungeon explorer feat, I can't remember if it was dungeon or
Dungeon.
Yes. There we go. Or dungeon.
Is it?
Charm.
I'm just a bunch of uses of D&D knowledge in my head.
Yep. So we'll see you guys in 15 minutes, and yeah, look forward to some puzzles and traps. Welcome back. So we are back from our break. We are ready to delve into this dungeon. It'll be a good time. We got traps. We got puzzles. We got traps and puzzles.
Puzzles that are also traps?
Gonna be a good time.
Just traps.
No, that's me. Never mind.
Oh my god.
Both of you enough.
Everybody go back. Go to your room.
Okay.
These are all my rooms.
Shit, you're right.
Excuse you. I specifically pay a certain amount of money a month so that one is not your room.
Anywhoozles.
But regardless. So,
I lost all the
with
pens I
Arwen
was using.
leading the charge into the tower and seeing a short stairway down into an open room, we return to the entrance of the Warlock's Crypt. And
You're
so,
sharp. Please help me.
Arwen, as you stand there looking down these steps, and as everyone else begins to catch up aside from tea, what would you like to do?
Guess we need sound.
So I'm guessing it's dark, but I have dark vision and I can see, question mark.
The small stairway
Oh,
down.
there's torches.
The small stairway down is dark, but it looks like the room is torchlit.
Okay. Can I take one of the rocks I found and just yeet it down the stairs and let it
There
bounce
we
to
go.
see if it triggers anything?
You certainly can. You
Then I'll do that.
pick up the rock and toss it down the stairs into the room, and it just
And they're coming.
kind of echoes a little bit, but you wait. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Okay, now I'll go.
All right. You walk down the stairs, and at the bottom, it opens up into a 40-foot by 40-foot open room, made entirely of like medium gray slate stones.
I'm going
Okay.
to follow behind.
I'm retrieving my rock.
I guess I'll look to see if there are any doors.
Yes, there is an open doorway that's about 6 feet wide and about 10 feet tall. The ceiling's in here about 20 feet tall. on the far side of the room.
I'm gonna go see if it's booby trapped before we go in, because I'm terrified of this place.
Just going to look around for traps.
Yes.
Right. Make a investigation check.
I was really hoping you were gonna say like
Oh my God.
acrobatics.
So 16 plus 1 is 17.
17.
Yes.
Hello.
What is up, my guy? So, with the 17 investigation check, you don't notice any traps. It seems the doorway opens into a landing that goes down into like a spiral set of stairs downward.
Mhm.
One thing you do notice, something that catches your eye is you look up at the doorway, and the bricks that are right above the doorway have little scratches in them.
Detect magic.
Detect magic?
Go detect magic.
From your armor?
Yeah.
Magic.
So Fenn's armor, specifically the
The triangle-y wrist guard things.
yeah, I'm trying. There's totally a word for those.
Bracers.
Bracers. The runes in the bracers kind of glow a light blue as Fen detects magic, and you detect no magic in the room.
This room's safe. How long does detect magic last for again? I think like a couple minutes, or is it?
Yeah, it's either a minute or 10 minutes.
Well, I guess I'll keep it up for as long as I can keep it up to make sure that ain't nothing tricksy going on here.
Other than Arwen.
Let me look it up to be sure.
Does Arwen have thieves' tools?
But yes, the one thing that you do notice is I would imagine you would look if you take a closer look with magic at those scratches in the walls,
Mm-hmm.
You would notice that they're numbers.
Oh, okay, like Roman tick marks.
Yes.
Hmm.
Actually, what languages do you know?
Not that many. I know.
But you can read them.
Oh yeah, I can read all languages, but I only know Undercommon, Elvish, Giant, and Common.
You would see that it is draconic numbers.
Oh, okay.
And you would see the two to the right say 1 and 2, and the two to the left say 66 and 67.
Okay, so 1 and 2 and 66 and 67. I certainly make note of that.
Lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Then I'll keep it up unless something scary happens. So.
And then as you kind of look, you can see like the brick next to 1 and 2 says 3, and then 4. It seems to travel all the way around the room.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I guess I'll just make sure that like everybody's down in the room before we keep going, because I don't want like anybody to get left behind. I know the T wanted to be like stealthy, so that usually takes a little longer.
Gotcha. So you just proceed through the room?
Yeah, because I can't really be stealthy while my armor's glowing.
Gotcha. Is there anything else anyone? Do you mention the numbers to anybody?
Sure, yeah, I'll mention that the numbers are in Draconic and that they seem to go around all the bricks.
Anybody doing anything else before you proceed through the room?
Did anyone light a torch?
There's 4 torches lighting this room.
I also have a lantern that's strapped to my bag if anybody needs to use it at some point. It's the one that I pulled off of my.
It also appears that there's torchlight throughout the steps as well that you saw.
Perhaps we press stones?
Oh, also I'm illuminating blue light.
Yes. You're setting a bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light in a 5-foot radius beyond that.
I'm sorry, what were you suggesting, Savings?
Perhaps we press the stones in order.
Around the whole room? How big's the room again? Like 60 by 54?
40 by 40.
1, 2.
Nothing happens.
Sylvanus, you know Draconic. Do they have any significant numbers in their language? You know how some people think 13's bad, some people think 4 is bad.
There's only 67 stones, Maddie.
Okay.
I did that on purpose because our party is children.
Gee.
So I was thinking 666.
Oh.
Not the one that's 2 off.
You there?
What? Have any significant numbers? Nothing that comes immediate to mind, but you can certainly investigate all the stones if you would like.
Sure.
Count out loud, Draconic from 1 to 67.
Investigate all the stones. Make an investigation check.
67 of them.
Oh, that's not bad. That'd be 16.
16. Kind of look at all of them. Nothing really jumps out at you as far as important numbers. But you notice one brick is discolored, slightly lighter than all of the others.
Which one is that?
Number 32.
I'll give it a press.
Nothing happens.
Try to give it a pull.
Is it sticking out?
No.
Say 32 out loud in Draconic.
It is simply slightly discolored.
32.
Nothing happens.
Say 32, please.
32, please.
Alright, let's move on. Just
Make a difference. I'm kidding.
Your politeness will be your downfall.
So, what is everyone doing?
Continuing on, I guess.
Down the stairs?
Yep.
Marching order.
I'm gonna be right behind Arwen.
Third.
Me first.
I'm still stealthing, and if they're still not gonna stealth, I'm gonna be like 30 feet behind them.
I personally just can't because I'm glowing.
Okay, so that makes me 4.
Alright. Oh, Twy's gonna cut in somewhere. Twy will cut in. Said you're going.
Like 30 feet behind them. I don't want to get wrapped into any traps they'll trigger.
So I
Gotcha.
can be second because Cass was first and I was third, and then Pat said fourth. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
13, 14.
Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so you all start descending the stairs?
Yes.
At what point do you start descending the stairs, T?
When they're 30 feet away. And I would, like, I guess be keeping an eye out for any, like, steps that look off or anything like that.
Alright. So, I mean, the stairs kind of like. There's a stone pillar in the center. The stairs kind of. They quickly disappear out of view after they hit about 11 stairs down.
I'll wait, like, a couple seconds and then continue.
Alright, so they're about 25 stairs down by the time you start on your journey. Arwen, you are going down, right?
Oh, I didn't unmute. Yes, where else would I be going?
Just making sure. So,
Flying up.
Can I check for traps along the way? I can check for traps at a normal pace.
Yes. Go for it.
That's investigation, right?
Mhm.
Oh.
All's clear.
So that's a 6.
Don't notice anything odd. Arwen, as
Do
you are taking,
I notice anything odd? No, never mind. Sorry, go ahead.
make an investigation check.
You can say what you were gonna say first.
You should probably make an investigation check before I say what I'm going to say.
Woof.
Arwen, look up, there's boulders!
You are the rogue, so please hit the trap.
My feet only
Oh.
help so much.
What'd you roll?
A 2.
A 2? Plus some stuff?
The one time you didn't
I'm
have to
sure
be
it doesn't
honest.
matter, but I am actively checking for traps.
What was I rolling for? Investigation?
I
Yes.
think she's gonna hit.
5.
5?
Wow, we're the dream team right now.
So, you head down. No one is particularly keeping count, but Arwen's foot lands on the 32nd step.
oh no.
I didn't think the number would come in handy that fast.
And as soon as your foot steps down, you hear just an ever so faint small, like a clicking
My
noise.
belly immediately hits the floor. Like I duck.
You duck on the spiral
so
stairs.
Before you can even duck, all of the stairs, which are currently sitting here, immediately just and form just a ramp downwards. And
No.
you
Even
fall
better.
onto your butt and back, sort of almost in the lap of Fen, as the 5 of you who are
So
there,
hard.
as well as the wormling, all just start sliding down the stairs. T, you're about 5 or 6 steps in at this point, and you just slide like this. Nothing of your doing, but you just find yourself now just like sitting on a flat stair while sliding down, just thinking to yourself like, God damn
It
it.
sounds like a slide whistle I like to assume.
I couldn't, like, try and grab the ledge.
You're a little too far away at this point.
Question.
Yes.
Could I shoot an arrow into like the wall to like with rope, like
Yeah, let me just tie the rope around the arrow.
So you would be pulling out an arrow, tying rope around an arrow, and then firing the arrow all while you're sliding down.
Yes, that's saying, is it possible to do that?
That's the idea.
Make a sleight of hand check with disadvantage.
Hey, you never know. You might get that 20.
Double 20.
No.
What'd you roll?
1.
What dice is fucking you tonight?
That gray one.
All of them.
It says
Actually,
gray bitch. It's
well,
gray bitch.
No, that was the one that rolled well.
I rolled one.
I tried 4 different dice.
Can
they
I
all
try
rolled
and
well.
like catch the blade of my staff in any of like the slits of the stair on the way down? Or like maybe try grabbing like the dagger from my bag and like catching it.
Just let it happen.
I'm just letting it happen.
Can certainly try. There's nothing to really wedge any blades into. You could do it in a way that might slow your fall. If you'd like to try that. That would just be a straight strength check, just dig metal into stone.
I want to have... Which one is it? Oh, crap. Calamity?
I'm just gonna let gravity take its course and slide down to the bottom.
But you know, the spike pit at the bottom might not make a difference. if
Oh,
falling
no,
down
it's a manticore
slowly or
trap.
not.
So, as Arwen, what are you doing?
We were being careful this time.
This one.
I mean,
I can
2
do...
failed investigations. It's
Yeah, I was about to say it
Dice.
happens.
I'm gonna have Glyph of Mobility at the ready to just put up a wall in front of all of us
It'll...
to stop
You're the one
us.
who won't go through it.
uh,
It's good for Arwen.
Yes. Are you doing this?
actually, no, because if we send to Arwen, we don't go through.
Are you doing this once you reach the bottom, no matter what, or are you doing this?
Like, if we can see something, like, coming up ahead.
All right. So you make about 3 rotations down before you see the stairwell open up, and you can see 3 sets of doors in front of you. One to the left, one to the center, and one to the right. And there seems to be some sort of contraption towards the bottom of the stairwell that is currently guiding whichever person is sliding down the stairs next into the leftmost room. You have like a split second of seeing this. Are you activating Glyph of Mobility or not? You're muted.
Me. Sorry. Oh, cat. I'm gonna cast Glyph of Mobility, and I'm gonna make sure, like, everybody will bounce against it, right?
You have
Or
absolutely
is
no
it
idea.
just all?
You've
Alright.
only ever tested it for yourself.
Fendian tried to step on it and he went right through.
Oh, just kidding. You watched
Oh.
Fendian do it and he stepped right through.
But Sylvanus made a good point. We can't go through Arwen if Arwen hits it first. So let's see how this pans out. Arwen just becomes
So do
a
you-
pancake.
So do you cast Glyph of Mobility?
Save yourself.
Do what Arwen would do.
Yeah, I'll cast Glyph of Mobility in front
I'm
of the
interested
door.
to see how it works.
Okay, so Arwen casts. Arwen like throws forward Calamity, the dagger. And a glyph appears in front of them, and they are kind of able to put their feet up and just sort of catch themselves like boop on it, and they just sort of come to a stop. Fen, you slam into Arwen, kind of like feet into shoulders.
Ooh.
Make an acrobatics check with a disadvantage as you attempt to not just like flip over Arwen, because even if you pancake, any part of you can pass through the
Yeah.
glyph like it's nothing, but Arwen cannot go through the glyph. So
Acrobatics, correct.
Yes, if you get to the other side of Arwen, you're just going straight through.
So 14, 15, 16, 17 acrobatics.
That's pretty good.
I have +3.
Nice.
Because he's a slippery boy.
So yeah, you managed to catch yourself on Arwen's shoulders.
Sorry, Arwen.
And
Oh.
kind of like slide up as Arwen just goes face first into the glyph, and you're sort of like,
Oh.
gah! Just like back of the head, like to face. Arwen, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as Fen just fucking pancakes you.
Get ready for 6 more of those. Wait, no, I'm gonna be hurt next.
This is like something straight out of the Goonies.
Me next. Me next.
Next up is Kai. Make an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
You're great at acrobatics, right?
Now would be a great time for Arms of Hadar, right?
So I rolled a 2 and a 3. So that's gonna be a 3.
Make a dexterity saving throw for me as Kai absolutely fucks this up.
Oh! It's a 23 total.
Not
So you're
20.
kind of able to move out of the way as Kai just sort of flies forward.
Into Arwen.
No, flies through the glyph.
No.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Goodbye.
Which at this point has shifted towards the bottom part has shifted towards the middle room, and Kai now goes straight through into the center room of the
We'll worry about him later.
of the chamber.
It's like
next
working
up
all
after
over
that is
again.
Syl.
Can I try to help him now that I'm out of the way?
It was not like you weren't like positioning yourself like now you're standing on. The
Okay,
side
I was just like.
It was more just you managed to not get speared through the glyph by Kai.
Gotcha.
Syl, acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Do you want to use one of mine?
No. 3.
3. Make another dexterity saving throw.
Oh god. 7.
Had to happen sometime.
Yeah.
You managed to at the very least you won't take any damage.
Okay, that's hey,
So
I'll take what I can get.
you tumble straight through, and at this point it has shifted towards the right side, and you tumble directly through, and you are in the room to the right. It shifts back to the first room, and then you fall through, and you are now in the room to the left. So left room, right room. Kai, you're in the center room.
Curse you, Sylvanus!
I mean,
Wait,
that's
so-
great, Kai, you're in the center of attention now.
So Kai's in the middle, Syl's on the right, and where's Fendian?
The far left.
Twi does not pass the saving throw. And
The one time we need it for most.
yeah, let's see where it goes. As it shifts back towards the right, and Twi falls into the right room with Syl. And as soon as Twi passes the entryway, and the two of you are kind of like laying on the floor there together, the door is just
Oh my god, nobody leave me in here by myself. T,
and
hurry
slam
up.
shut. Finally sliding down. T, make an acrobatics check.
Can I try to miss?
Bottom. What?
Can I try to miss?
You can absolutely miss if you would like to. So you miss, and you it's,
No.
done in the right, it shifts towards the center.
No. No!
You slide directly down the stairs into the center room with Kai, and as soon as you do, since you purposely missed a little bit more gracefully, you kind of like slide a little bit on your butt, but then also like on like one knee and like one foot, just kind of like coming down like a baseball slide down it. As soon as you enter the room and kind of look up and see Kai just sort of disheveled there on the ground, the door is just
Team best friends.
Is
shut
the door
behind
shut for mine yet?
no, but that is because Arwen is still there.
What about
I'm,
Riv?
I'm scraping myself out of this room.
What?
What about Riv?
Riv
She probably flies.
is currently flying and is kind of like standing in between Arwen and Fen.
Don't come in here, girl. Stay out there, good girl. I'm clawing my way out of the room. I'm terrified.
So there's like a small 5 foot by 5 foot landing outside of this room, and then there's just the stairs that are just a steep ramp, smooth stone incline up.
I just didn't want to be in there by myself.
Arwen, what you doing?
Okay, so how far away is that platform?
The platform is currently about 5 feet away from you.
Great. Could I ask Riv to help everybody kind of get off of me and onto the platform?
Nobody's on you.
No one's on you anymore. Everyone got pulled off of you as they came through. You are now just like laying on the glyph like this.
4 people are trapped in
dope.
rooms, and it's just you, me, and the dragon.
You saw.
Sorry,
Twi, you saw Twi and Syl disappear into the right hand room.
I got.
before
Okay,
the
I know
door
who's
shut,
where.
And then you saw T and Kai disappear into the center room before the door shut, and Riv is like right in front of you, and then Fen is like in the doorway of the left hand room.
We gotta get him out. If you have a crowbar, you're a thief.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that I don't slide into the room if in case the door opens, but can I bang on the door and see if Fen bangs back?
No, the door's open.
Fen's door is open. Fen is standing in the open doorway.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
I'm
fucking
climbing
idiot.
out of the room because I'm terrified.
That is the only door that has not yet closed.
Okay,
And let's figure
then
out. Let's see if we can get them out of the room. To pry the doors open, maybe.
Also, make a perception check for me, if you would.
Let's use this one? No, that one won't work. Let's try this one. Okay. Investigation? Perception, sorry.
Perception.
Gosh. 24.
24. Shit.
Mhm.
From behind you, from further up the stairwell, you hear a very loud thud, followed by, like, just a growing noise of just like.
Indiana Jones.
Oh my god, it's a boulder! Arwen, get into the room!
Getting like louder and louder. As after
Okay.
about a few seconds, the floor, like the stairs under you the smooth stairs under you start shaking.
Alright, so I'm gonna hurry up and pull Fen onto the platform, and I'm gonna get onto the platform.
I can't stand on your platform.
Like the glyph of
No,
mobility.
I can pull him through it, right?
No.
Not the platform.
You could, but he's going to be so. What you're currently, the only reason you're able to stay where you are right now is because of the glyph. You are otherwise standing on about a 45-degree like incline plane of slippery smooth stone.
There's a boulder coming.
There's no way necessarily to stand on that. It's kind of why you guys slid down it.
Yeah, because we can't use it.
So there's about 5 more feet of like of slide essentially. And then
Didn't you say everyone else got on the platform already?
No, they passed through
We
it.
went through doors. It's like a ramp, and you're basically pissed, like what's the word I'm looking for? You're like pinched on the bottom of the ramp, like this.
You made like a 90-degree angle.
And there
So
are
there's-
doors,
Yes,
and the
you
door's
are-
shut. Only Fens is open,
Yes,
but I don't
so
think
you
you can
are-
reach.
What?
Can Arwen even reach?
Possibly. So you are on the last 5 feet of this ramp, and the ramp, and then like in front of you is a 5-foot by 5-foot landing, essentially, with doors to the right, doors to the center, and doors to the left. The doors to the right.
I thought I was stopped in front of the left door already, not in front of everyone.
No, all the doors are connected to the same landing, and you stopped directly before the landing.
Okay, I thought I was stopped directly before the left door.
No.
But there is something coming
But
quick.
you also hear something very large coming from behind you.
Yes, the left door is still open now. The left
It's
door
my
is
great
still
aunt
open.
Gertrude. Hurry up, Arwen. Get in here.
So, I'm assuming it's a boulder. Can't we just, is there a way to get to a side instead of just in front of ourselves?
So you can go through the doors to the left. The stairwell is fairly narrow. And the landing is only 5 feet by 5 feet, which seems a lot smaller now that the doors to the right and the doors to the center are cut off. But you could certainly try and squeeze to the side if you would like.
What if we just go into the left room and I hold the door open?
Yes, good idea. Let's do that. We can wedge something in there.
Yeah, you can certainly try.
I have 4
Okay.
daggers. I don't mind giving up some of them if I have to. Hurry up, Arwen and Dragon.
We go. I make the glyph go away.
Gotcha.
And we go, I guess. Or we get onto the platform and we go that way.
Gotcha.
I'll try to wedge
Are
two
you
daggers.
standing in the doorway or?
I'm gonna go in the room because I don't want the door to close on me.
Got you. So you're like in the room itself,
Yes.
and then Riv would kind of follow along. And Arwen, where are you standing?
Is it going to completely ruin everything if I hold the door open?
I was gonna shove a dagger in it.
No, like I said, you guys can certainly try.
Okay.
Let me waste
Then-
my daggers, not yours, because I don't use them.
I don't. Okay, fine. That is good. Thank you. I don't know what's coming, so I'm going to stand I'm assuming the door opens inward, so I'm standing against the door so it stays open. And I'm looking out so I can see what comes down.
The doors open inward, so you can
okay.
stand against the doors.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a
I'm
sliding
realizing now that I
stone
probably
door.
should have made them open outwards, but I also did not expect we would spend 20 minutes on doors.
Shit happens.
Is it?
Is this how Matt Mercer feels about chairs?
I don't know.
They had a thing in campaign 2 where they legitimately spent 45 minutes investigating a wooden chair that was just supposed to be a normal wooden chair, but everyone got really suspicious of the
Oh
chair.
my god.
We're in a witch's hut.
Listen, I'm in the room. I'm just gonna see if I can wedge 2 of my daggers in the door so it doesn't close all the way. If it doesn't work,
So
oh
Arwen
well.
is standing against the doors. You are starting to wedge the daggers in. The noise gets progressively louder before a boulder just comes and rolls down the final 5 feet of the ramp, down the into the landing, and just smashes against the center doors. The 2 of you in the center room kind of feel the doors shake ever so. Actually, no, you feel nothing.
Okay.
I was going to say it impacts the outside of the doors, but you don't feel anything. Neither do you or Sly. But you see it just slam, and now the open space where you used to be able to get into the landing is now just the side of the door.
If only we had a stone sorcerer with 2 arms. Well, looks like we're not getting out of here, Arwen. I'm gonna turn around and look in the room.
Are the doors wooden or stone?
They are stone.
I'm gonna try and pry them open anyway, and very frantically so, trying to get the doors open.
Pass message towards center room, but that would.
All right, make a strength check for me, and then so you're continuing to wedge daggers into the doors.
I guess I can try still. Yeah.
Make a strength check.
15.
16.
The doors do not budge. You manage to get a couple of daggers to wedge the doors open. You notice the doors attempt to shut and kind of stop, and then try again, and then stop, and then all of the light in your room goes out.
Oh, I can see in the dark. All right.
It's magical darkness. You cannot see through it.
Fail safe. I'm gonna take the daggers out.
Is that in everyone's room or just Fen's?
No!
What?
It's a fail
Why
safe.
would you?
We can't dispel the magical darkness. We've got 5 seconds to have a better plan before I take these daggers out.
Yes, just walk forward. Just go.
All right, that's you do that.
Okay.
Arwen,
I'll walk forward.
All right, Arwen walks forward as Fen takes the daggers out. As you take the daggers out, the door shuts.
I slide a dagger in.
What?
No, you don't.
Now you just throw a dagger into the door. Just. I know that thing's gonna cover it.
You're gonna
Let
hit
it
Fendi in the
happen.
dark.
Make a d20 roll. On a 1 or 2, you hit Fendian. On a natural 20, you manage to do what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Next time, just gonna me.
I didn't have a choice.
I got a 3.
You manage to not hit Fendian. You just hear a dagger kind of on stone, and then sort of like ting, 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 ting,
To make
as it kind of lands on the ground.
My leg.
Inside
Just kidding. And then I just keep going.
Outside the door, and then
This is
as
like
the doors
metal?
shut, you hear as they shut, and as soon as they shut, the room is once again lit up in torchlight. We'll do you guys first, as we can finally get to puzzles. Yay!
Ash, we're in for it.
You two are great
Holy
puzzles.
fuck, God, that took half an hour.
He ain't.
So we got team best friends. We got team gonna kill each other accidentally.
Yep. Whoops.
So,
Team quiet.
That's why.
you've reached. You know that you need to reach the 3rd floor to find your stones. Welcome to the 2nd floor, the Tricky Trio. Room 1. So you are standing in Arwen. You are near the center of. You are near the doors. A 20-foot by 20-foot stone room where the doors you just came through are sitting on the far side, in the center of their wall that they're on. Where the only other thing inside is a 10-foot by 10-foot mirror in the center of the back wall that Arwen is currently walking towards, directly opposite the doors.
So it
Do I
takes us
see
1/2
anything in the mirror?
Or is it like 10?
Yes.
I'm trying to draw it
Yes,
out.
there's 5 feet on each side for both the doors and the mirror.
So that's alright. I was trying to get a vague layout.
So it's like doors, mirror.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright, cool. Don't like that. Don't like that.
The
Don't
mirror
fight yourself.
I don't want to do it. I don't wanna do that.
The mirror is look to be standard mirrors. You can see your reflections in it. And, as of right now, that's about it.
Arwen, speak backwards into the mirror.
I start saying the alphabet backwards.
No, say like words like
Race
ole,
car.
that's hello backwards. Wa, ere, ui. Hello, how are you?
Just
Go
go ahead and say that.
home.
Yeah, I'll say it in backwards, and I'll say it backwards into the mirror.
Oh, do you go up to the mirror?
Yeah, I'll speak backwards to it.
You speak backwards. It echoes a little bit, but that's about it.
Oh.
Just obviously, as you stare at your reflection is staring back.
Mad T. Damn it.
Make I guess as you're kind of going up to the mirror, make an investigation check.
Say your true desires. Better dice rolls, I guess.
12.
What it is.
12.
Yes.
That's enough for one DC, but not enough for the other.
Oh.
You notice actually that as you look, into the mirror, something looks off, and as you take 2 steps back and you're looking at it, you can see stone doors, obviously, in the mirror, and they have like engravings in them. It's a circle with a triangle inside of it. Point down. So like circle,
Okay.
triangle.
I look down.
Carved into each stone door. Since it's 2 stone doors that are about 5 by 10. The room is 10 feet tall. You turn around to look at your stone doors, the ones in your room. No carvings.
All right. Arwen, do you mind looking in the mirror and telling me what you see?
Yeah, I'm gonna look in the mirror and see what I see. Do I have to roll a perception check?
No, but you do have to roll an investigation check.
Arwen's great at those.
Hey, it's a 19. Plus 3. It's a 20 something.
All right. So
22.
you notice the same thing as Fen. That there are carvings on the doors of the reflected room that are not on the doors in your room. And you also notice that the reflections of yours are not, as I get to...
Battle music.
No, puzzle music.
I tried.
Are not perfect reflections of yours. Both of your reflections are wearing fine silver rings on their right hand ring finger with a nicely cut ruby stone as the center point of it.
You guys are married now. That's the puzzle.
That's the right hand still.
So I had disguised myself with black clothing.
Yes.
Is my disguised self still look like that, or do I look
Yes.
like regular Fendon?
No,
Okay.
you look exactly the same except for wearing the rings.
Okay.
If I don't look at my hand, but I move it, can I feel the ring?
No.
I'm gonna make a motion to take the ring off. Sorry.
Your reflection takes the ring off.
Does it swallow the ring?
Pretends to swallow anyway.
You kind of look at it, and for a brief second, your reflection doesn't move. And as you kind of stare at it, the reflection just drops the ring back into the hand, looks at you, quirks an eyebrow, and puts the ring back on.
Trixie. No, that's all. I thought maybe.
Oh my gosh. I was about to do that, dang it.
I fake throw the ring behind me.
It, at this point, pretends to take off the ring and fake throws it behind it.
Foiled again. I don't know what to do. Something about triangles.
Yes, but it's not like repeating your movements, it's matching your movements perfectly, like a reflection
Okay.
mirror would.
Can I take off the ring and put it on my other hand?
Sure. Your reflection does that.
Kai, you ready for your puzzle?
Okay.
You know it.
I guess can I look around the room for any secret doors?
Sure, make an investigation check.
I get advantage on it with the Dungeon Delver speed.
Yes.
Oh boy.
You've been waiting all
Yep.
night.
There's probably not any secret doors, but so. So
Nice.
21.
Natural 20. No secret doors, though I will say you feel very confidently there are no secret doors, that you're not missing anything. You just find a couple of loose stones in the room.
Okay.
Try rolling them.
Are
Can
we?
I? Sorry, go ahead, you first.
No, you're fine. So can you look in the mirror and watch what my reflection does when I go to the doors?
Sure.
I'm gonna go to the doors and feel around where like I saw the two triangle things.
Yeah, you feel smooth
What
stone.
does it look like my reflection's doing?
Looks like your reflection is feeling the carvings.
And then I'm gonna surprise turn around and look like Kai. Disguise self as Kai.
You turn around and you're looking at Kai.
How quickly did the reflection match it?
Perfectly in time.
He goes like that and then goes back to like the black robe Fendian. I don't know what to do!
Can I don't know. I want to make the reflections be scared. Can I take one of the larger rocks that I found and make a move like I'm gonna chuck it at the mirror and smash it?
You do that. Your reflection doesn't have a rock on their side, but pretends like they're throwing something at the mirror. As you pretend like you're throwing the rock at the mirror.
Wait, can we turn the mirror upside down?
I was gonna say, can we take it off the wall?
Or like flip it?
You can certainly try.
Is it like mirror on both sides or is it like plain wood backing?
It just looks to be affixed to the stone.
Ah.
I don't know what to do.
Are there like markings on it? Anything
Mirror?
around the yeah.
No. Seems to be pretty plain.
If I pull on it, will it open?
Like you're grabbing from like the sides?
Like to open a door?
Yeah, or the bottom.
Or
the top.
as you're trying to feel around the lip, you don't feel anything. Though as your hand kind of touches the mirror, it doesn't feel like glass. As your hand touches the mirror and meets the hand of the reflection, it feels like skin on skin.
Ugh.
Ew.
Punch it, Arwen.
Oh, that's really uncomfortable.
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make sure it's my right hand that's up.
Yeah.
No. My left hand. I think.
You think?
No, definitely my right hand.
Definitely
I'm going to attempt to lace my fingers with my reflection and take the ring off.
As soon as you get to the base, as soon as you touch the mirror, with laced fingers, your reflection is meeting you fingertip on fingertip, and you can feel fingertip to fingertip connection. And no matter as soon as you move your fingers to lace it with it, it's just moving exactly in time with you and blocking you. So it's just literally this.
You should
Okay, what if
Okay.
I make my guy take off the ring? Arwen's guy's ring.
It just pretends to take the ring off. It doesn't actually grab it.
Maybe we should say friends to the door in Elvish.
I don't know Elvish. Yes, I do.
Alright, can I see if it'll take off the ring and hold it through?
As many times as you do this now, it is pretending to take off, your reflection is pretending to take off the ring, but your reflection will not take off the ring just because you are acting like you're taking off a ring. You cannot get the ring off of the reflection's finger no matter what you do.
We don't know what else to do!
Okay.
We have triangle, circle, and we have ring.
Kiss it.
in that room.
Can I go and just try and with a dagger carve that dumb shape into the door?
You can certainly try. As you start making out marks, you can see that it's possibly doable, but something that's going to take a really long time to do.
I don't even have any good spells that I feel like I can use.
I'm gonna go fidget with all those blocks, those bricks that don't look right.
The bricks that don't look right?
You said in the walls that there are a couple loose bricks.
Oh no, there's some rocks on the floor.
Oh, loose rocks.
Yeah, you already picked one up. You already picked one up and pretended to throw it.
Can I actually throw it this time?
Yep. So
or will that be terrible?
Your figure on the other side pretends to pick something up from the ground and pretends to throw and pretends to release something through the mirror. You throw a rock towards the mirror and it gets to the mirror and it just goes right through. And it just sort of until it hits the far wall. Goes straight through it.
Oh,
It was an open doorway.
Can I throw a dagger at myself?
Run into the mirror.
You
Hey.
run full force into a body and fall backwards and kind of land on the ground, and both you and your reflection look dazed, like you just ran into another person.
Alright, Arwen, I'm going to have to stab myself.
No, I was gonna say, can I just yeet a dagger in at one of us? Try to kill ourselves.
I don't know what to do. Looking against the mirror and just feeling this guy's hands over and over again, trying to get through.
Obviously, Arwen, you gotta
You
kill
are just going hand to hand with your reflection.
Play
And
patty
is
cake.
my reflection crying too?
Yes.
I don't like this game.
If I try to, like, short sword stab my reflection, is it gonna dodge me?
As you go to stab it through, your reflection pulls a short sword out, and they just meet tip to tip and do not progress further.
Oh, so you can choose what objects to have in your hand. Like, regardless, you just made that fucking come out of nowhere.
Well, no, I think it's because we are literally not
Actually, no,
wearing
wait.
rings.
You said your short sword, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no. Then you pull your short sword out. Your reflection pretends to pull something out, and as you stab through the mirror, the short sword goes through the mirror.
As it stabs us.
And?
You haven't stabbed forward far enough to hit the reflection, but your short sword is currently about 8 inches past the base of like the plane of the mirror.
Move yourself closer so it walks into the blade.
Is my reflection mimicking me still?
Yes, but just not holding.
Can I reach forward as far as I can and finagle the ring off of its finger?
Oh,
No, you don't want us to have the rings. Can I make a really quick slash and see if I can cut it?
You slash through and it goes through the body, but doesn't cause any damage. Almost like you were slashing like something that was incorporeal.
I have ideas what this could be.
Wait, okay.
But as soon as you move your like hand, like towards where like the plane of the mirror is, then it hits, your reflection's hand, and you feel skin on skin.
What if I put my back to the mirror, so his back is to mine, and then I turn as though I'm turning into the mirror. I sidestep in. So then his back turns with me, and this part of me is now not blocked by a man. I'm just trying anything here.
Oh my.
That was the idea I had.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
You're back to back, and as you go to turn, unfortunately, with the way the reflection works, your reflection just kind of turns into you. So you can just, as you go to turn left, you can just feel the reflection there. As actually, your reflection gives its own just.
Me too, buddy. I say back. How about you get out of the way?
Is it audible? Is that sigh audible?
What?
Is that sigh from the
mirror?
mirror?
One more time.
Me too, buddy. How about you get out of the way, please?
Please. Well, I suppose if you're going to ask nicely, steps to the side without moving.
Oh my god.
Without you even moving, and just kind of gestures like this. After you, my friend.
Thank you.
That was like 15 minutes, and all he had to say was please.
Is he still in there?
What?
Is he still is he in the room when I transfer over to the other side, or am I him?
You're dead.
Sorry.
As you walk through, you go to turn back, and the reflection for the moment is gone.
Arwen, I knew it. We just have to be nice to things.
Arwen, what are you doing?
Can I still see myself in the mirror?
Yes. But you just walk and walk through.
After I said please.
I'll be like, oh dang. I realized when that guy gasped. You're sentient. I'll say, sorry for trying to cut your hand off.
It's okay. I'm kind of used to it. It mimics your voice perfectly.
Fair enough. What's up with this?
I don't know. There's a person who's in charge of designing all these things here. There's fancy mirrors like this in the other 2 rooms too, but all of them work a little different.
You guys have to be rude to the next one.
What the pen? I keep losing my pen.
So what are you doing, Owen?
I guess I'll ask if I can head in. Pretty please, with sugar on top.
I'm sorry, I totally lost what you were saying there.
I will go in. And I will ask permission to go in before I go in.
Well, if you're going to be such a gentleman about it, your figure just kind of steps to the side and gestures in. As soon as you walk through, the figure disappears. Those now that Arwen's in here with you, kind of turn back to the mirror, and both of your reflections.
Oh my god! Wait, what about Riv?
Riv already went through.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I was about to say,
she can't talk.
well, actually, no. Riv hasn't gone through yet, but Riv.
Wait.
What?
Oh shit!
Riv hasn't.
I just realized the potential consequences of my actions.
Riv,
Actions have consequences.
Riv hasn't gone through yet. Riv just kind of looks at you guys confused, and when you went in, you looked over, and there was still a reflection of Arwen standing in that room with you. And as Arwen walks in, the reflection fades. There is no reflection of Riv, and Riv just kind of gives you both a very confused look before just sort of skittering past the mirror into the room. As soon as Riv enters the room with you two, your two reflections appear back in the original room that you were in.
Oh, I fucking knew it! Oh no, please don't tell me they're like in the other realm now.
You are in a 20-foot by 20-foot room again. Let me make sure I got everything here. Your reflections are kind of standing close together and just sort of like giving you a good-natured smile.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
As they both wave to you, and just Fendian goes, "Very well done. Best of luck. You will need it." And
Thanks.
at that point, Arwen kind of like gives a wink, and they both blink out.
Okay.
From the bottom.
I thought we just.
From the bottom, the mirror starts to like glow and just shimmer, and like a light blue light is just sort of like crystallizes and then peels away, and then slowly just dematerializes as there is an opening behind it as it like dematerializes, and as it gets all the way to the top, there is now just an open 10-foot by 10-foot doorway into the first room that you were in. You can see a 20-foot by 20-foot room in front of you that has the doors that you originally came through. There are doors behind you with the carvings on it. And for just a brief second, you can feel as though there's someone watching over you. And then all of a sudden, in each of your pockets, there's just a light little and a slight weight in your pocket.
Does he putting things in my pocket again?
You pull it out, and it is a 50 gold piece silver band with a 50 gold piece ruby on it. It was the rings that your reflections were wearing.
Welp, I don't trust this.
And as you turn around, the doors open up and allow you to progress further into the Warlock's Crypt. And with that, we will move to our second room.
You
Congratulations.
got this, guys.
Congratulations.
You got it. You know what to do
God, all I
now.
had to fucking do was say please.
No, congratulations on figuring out the gentleman's mirror. That's all you had to do.
Oh my god.
You got this, guys.
The second room, the center room, for the two of you. You are in a standard 20-foot by 20-foot stone room, where the only thing inside on the far wall, as you guys have a 10-foot by 10-foot door behind you. There are 10-foot ceilings in here as well. You have a 10-foot by 10-foot stone door behind you that is centered, so there's 5 feet of stone on either side. And on the far wall is a 10-foot high, so floor to ceiling, 20 feet wide, wall-to-wall mirror that shows everything in the room upside down. So it is an exact replication of your room, but upside down. Also in your room are 7 scarves hanging from hooks on the... there is one directly above, like in the center of the doorway, like just got closed, and then there's 3 on the 5 feet of wall to the left and 3 on the 5 feet of wall to the right. From left to right, the colors of the scarves on the wall.
Hold on.
Starting. What?
Sorry, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Are they on
Okay, go ahead.
here or here on the reflection?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, the reflection is upside down, so it's just showing them here, and it looks like
They're like hanging on the wall?
Yes.
Okay.
So, it is a perfect replication of your room, just upside down.
So the colors.
From what you can see so far, at least.
Wait, the scarves are in here too?
What?
The scarves are in here too?
The scarves are on the wall. Like literally, you guys. So you guys are. This is the wall. This is the wall. This is the doorway.
They're in the reflection and in the real room.
Yes.
Okay.
So from left to right. So you guys are standing here looking this way. From left to right. The color of the scarves are silver, red, blue.
Wait.
Silver or silver?
Left to right.
They're like hanging on the wall, not the ceiling.
They're hanging.
Well, there was one in the doorway where we came in.
I know. I'm going
Just
from
getting to
left to
that.
right.
Because they're all in the same thing.
They're all on the same wall. There's 3 here, 1 here, 3 here. Doorways here. There's one like in the center above the doorway. There's 3 to the left of the doorway. There's 3 to the right of the doorway.
Okay.
Going from left to right, the colors are silver, red, blue. In the middle of the doorway, gold. To the right of the doorway, orange, purple, black. An 8th green scarf sits in the middle of the floor.
He's just saying that Kai is green with envy and needs to repent.
I'll look around at all the scarves and just, after a few minutes of looking at them, well, these are just hideous.
As soon as I give up on the door, I double check that Mouse is okay in my bag.
Mouse is cool.
Alright, I don't see any other doors in the room.
I'll approach the... Oh, sorry, you asked a question, right?
Ooh, that's this one. No, you don't.
I'll approach the mirror
That doesn't
and
sound good for me.
look at it.
You approach the mirror and look at it.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Uh-oh. $14?
14?
Yeah.
That's what you needed. So you look at the mirror, and everything's upside down, so it takes you a couple minutes to kind of get adjusted to everything. But kind of tilting your head a bit to kind of get a better look at it, you begin to notice that in the mirror, the scarves, color-wise, are in a different order than they are in your actual room that you are in.
Can I arrange them in the colors that they are in the mirror?
So in the mirror, the scarves are... the colors from left to right are green, black, blue.
Hold on just a second.
That's not the type of ones.
Okay.
Purple, silver, red, orange.
Can I
Silver.
arrange the scarves on our side the same way they're arranged on the mirror?
Yes. So which scarf do you start with?
What's in the center?
Nothing.
I grab the green scarf from the center of the room and I put it all the way to the left where the silver scarf was. And then
So as soon as you you pick up the green scarf and you go over to move it with the silver scarf, as soon as you lift up the silver scarf, all of the scarves are suddenly white.
Put that back.
I'll just turn around holding like
I hope
2
you got
white
color
scarves
spray.
and look at T and be like, what did I do? I broke it.
Just put it back.
Quick, put it back.
Which
The-
scarf do you put on the hook? The one in your left hand that you just took off the hook, or the one on the right hand that you picked off the floor?
The one that I picked up off the floor, I'll put on the hook.
You put that on the hook, and all the color comes back into the scarves. The green scarf is now on the first hook.
Okay, cool. So I'll arrange all the next ones.
I'm gonna
the same
grab
way I
the
did with
gold
that.
scarf before he grabs anything else.
Just grab the gold scarf, and all the colors fade. And so Kai goes to move the silver scarf to where the silver scarf needs to go. Where are you putting the silver scarf, and which location?
I am putting the silver scarf where the orange scarf was.
As soon as you remove the orange scarf, all of the light in the room just is gone.
Excuse
You can't
me?
see anything.
I'll put the scarf up on the hook, the one that I was going to replace it with.
You fumble a little bit. You're not replacing the scarf, right? You're placing you're replacing the silver scarf on that hook? Or you're replacing the scarf that you just pulled off that caused the darkness?
No, I'm basically taking the
She just
scarves
wants to
that are
make
in this
sure.
room, and I'm rearranging the colors so they match the way that the colors were in
Got you.
the mirror.
You fumble around with it a little bit, it being a little odd since you do have dark vision, and your dark vision is not helping you in this. But you finally manage to find the hook, and as soon as you put it on there, all the lights come back on.
So which orb do you break next?
And can I do that with the rest of them? Do we have to do them one by one?
They're
No,
all white still, right?
they are, but
I guess if you remembered.
yeah, sure. You do eventually get to the rest of them.
Okay. So once I put the last scarf up where it needs to go, what happens?
Are you holding the gold scarf?
Yeah.
The ends of it begin to kind of curl up and begin to like pull from your hand to float.
Ew, ew, ew.
I let it go.
It floats up into the air, into the center of the room, about 5 feet in the air, before it just drops. And as it hits the ground, it shatters into
Whoa.
100 gold coins.
Ah.
Can I just start scooping them into my bag?
I'll pick up 50.
Alright, so you each get 50 gold
If
coins.
you can get them faster than me.
I think she could beat you up though.
Her strength is less than mine.
I don't use my strength to fight.
I'm just
She
looking
uses
at
her speed.
So, suddenly, all of the light in your room again goes dark. Except for the mirror, which is still showing a lit up, upside down version of your room. It slowly seems to rotate until it shows you guys right side up. And then there's a flash of light in the mirror.
I hope you guys know I'm puzzles.
You see a pitch black stone, almost like a maze, a mountainous maze of black stone cutting through a mountainside for a brief second, which quickly fades. Another flash, and you see tunnels. Almost an infinite number of tunnels all connecting in a giant network and spiraling off into different directions, which fades. Another flash as you see a white, light blue, and black ice fortress citadel type building that just stands atop these mountains. And they fade. They flash one more time, and you see a silver sand beach with silvery gray waves rolling in on it. Kai, make a history check.
That's the place that was like in between the worlds that we went to
Oh.
when we
And-
were fighting that battle.
Never
right?
mind, you don't have to make a history check. You actually remember out of character.
I remember to do.
Well, yeah, but T didn't stop to take a look.
Yeah, but he told everyone.
Yeah. But yes, it looks exactly like that, and you were able to later identify that as the Abyssal Sea. So you see a view of the Abyssal Sea. You also see a figure chained by golden chains to a large glyph-covered rock that sits upon the shore. The figure is dressed in white and red robes, with bandages covering any visible skin on their arms, their neck, and their face, with a hood pulled up over top the head.
That sounds great.
The chains shimmer and then disappear, and the figure stands and walks towards the mirror
No.
until it eventually reaches the edge of the mirror and proceeds to step through it into your room, and now stands at the edge of your room. The only thing visible on the face of this creature, which has its face bandaged, is a brief sliver right here, which shows the left eye, which is pupilled. So it is a large eye with a white backing like a normal eye, a pupil in the center, and the color of the eye is a bright glowing red.
Kai, try your diplomacy.
The figure lifts their arms, and as they do, the mirror flashes before becoming a giant set of 2 10-foot by 10-foot wooden doors.
2 doors?
Yeah, like a double door.
So like one doorway.
Yes.
Okay.
Like a set of double doors. The figure then looks over both of you and wordlessly turns, pushes open the doors, and steps through them, and you hear the sound of heeled boots walk through the doorway and disappear into whatever is beyond, as the sound of the clicking on the stone is quieter and quieter until it eventually fades.
I just look at T kind of like in shock.
Well, that's
I
an
guess
open doorway, so I'm going towards it.
right. Guess that's our only option.
You got a
And
team
I guess
best friends.
we'll walk through.
All right, and that brings us to our third room.
Damn, that was real easy. Way to go, Matty.
Solo bad at puzzles. Let's do this.
Right. So the central room in the trio.
The right
You
room.
step. What?
They're in the right room.
The right room. The third room in the trio. Measuring 30 feet by 30 feet. The only thing in the room on the far is a mirror on the far wall measuring 10 feet by 10 feet in the center of the wall. There is also, the ceilings in here are about 15 feet tall.
Okay.
So it does not go up the whole way.
Okay.
There's 5 feet of open space above the mirror.
Okay.
There are handles along the top, like along the sides of the mirror, one on top of each side, one on the bottom of each side. They are brass handles affixed to the mirror.
On the mirror itself?
On the mirror itself.
So one top, one bottom, one left, one right?
Mm-hmm. So, like here, this is the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
There's one here, one here, one here, one here. They're both on the sides. It's just one is like top right, one is top left, one is bottom right, one is bottom left.
Oh.
But they're all along the sides. The mirror shows a perfect reflection of the room in front of you that you're in. As you and Twy come to your feet and kind of look around. What do you do?
I guess I'll investigate the mirror because that's the only thing in the room.
How do you investigate it?
I'd like to look into it.
From where you are now, or to get closer?
I would get closer.
How close do you get?
10 feet.
10 feet away from it?
Yes.
Make an investigation check.
Which dice have actually rolled decently today? None of you. 21.
21?
Yes.
You are fairly confident that the mirror is a perfect reflection of the room that you are in. Though the one thing you do notice is the room is covered in a faint bit of dust and sort of powdered stone. But there is... You first notice it on the floor, since it's what you can see in the reflection of the mirror. And as you look down, in the center of the floor, in the exact center of the floor, there is a 10-foot by 10-foot space where there is no dust. And as you notice that, you kind of look to your left, and on the left wall, there is a 10-foot by 10-foot space in the middle of the left wall that sort of mirrors where the mirror is now, except on that wall, where there's no dust. You look to the right, and there's a 10-foot by 10-foot space on the right wall that has no dust. And you look up, and there is a 10-foot by 10-foot space exactly opposite the one on the floor, where there is no dust. Twy also notices this and kind of gives you an inquisitive look.
Is the one on the, you said there was one on the ceiling as well?
Uh-huh.
I can't draw that well. And far wall?
The far wall has the mirror on it. There's one on the left wall, one on the right wall, one on
Wait,
the
there's a
floor,
mirror?
one on the ceiling.
Or just the empty spaces? I'm confused.
So
Here's the
bing,
room.
Bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing, mirror.
The door is here.
Yeah.
The mirror is there.
Yeah.
Dustless space,
Mm-hmm.
dustless space, dustless space, dustless space.
And the mirror has handles.
And the mirror does have handles. Twy kind of looks at you. What do you suppose this means?
No idea.
Glad we're on the same page.
I'm gonna just look at the mirror standing from the empty space. Nothing happens.
Looks like a mirror.
Interesting. I just don't understand why. I would tug on the handle.
Tug on a handle?
Yep.
As soon as you touch the mirror,
Yep.
It shimmers across, and you can now see a reflection of yourself that is just ever so slightly different.
Okay.
There's just something off about it. You can't quite place what it is, but there's something. Where the reflection of your doors used to be, your 10-foot by 10-foot stone doors there is now a 15-foot all the way to the ceiling by 20-foot set of double doors. A blue stone sits in the center of the room, cut into an odd rectangular shape, and there is an imprint in the center of the door, the same size and shape of the stone. And with that, Twy also kind of like walks up to the mirror and just sort of like gives like an incredulous look towards it and turns to you and just goes, "What did you just do?"
I tugged the handle.
Interesting.
Did you see what I see? The new changes? Okay. Do you mind holding this?
The mirror.
The handles?
Just kind of grabs it.
Nothing changes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll walk over towards where the stone is. You know.
Okay. So you walk through the mirror, and as you do, there's a brief moment of like a cold feeling. What?
Okay, so I'm deja vu.
It sort of became a doorway, so that this is your room, and this is, let's say this is where the mirror is. It now shows another room here, and you walk through the mirror into this room.
Okay, so I was confused. I thought
No, the stone is not here.
Okay,
the stone is here.
I thought the doors.
No.
Yeah, gotcha.
Your doors still look the same, but there's new doors here and a stone there. So you walk towards the stone.
Yeah.
As you go through the mirror, there's a cold, sort of shivering feeling as you and your reflection occupy the same space. And as you enter and kind of turn around, your reflection is standing in the room that you were in previously, and Twy is kind of looking between the two of you.
Do I see what is off now that I'm like close to it?
Still can't quite put your finger on it. But you are now also in the room as a reflection of Twy, with the reflection of Twy, and the reflection of Twy actually stops mimicking what Twy is doing and just sort of turns to you and cocks its head. The reflection of Syl equally stops doing what you're doing and looks likewise confused.
What? I was not supposed to do that.
Twy just kind of like looks at you and just her reflection.
He would. Twy, can you hear me?
Are you asking this to which one?
The actual Twy.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Would you rather be the one holding the handles, or would you rather be the one grabbing the stone and putting it to the door?
I'll do whichever. They both seem like really strange jobs.
Okay, I guess I'll go put the stone in the door.
Good luck. Don't die.
Maybe it's bad.
So you go and grab the stone?
Yep.
Alright, so you put it into the door.
Mm-hmm.
The door lights up and light blue glyphs, and 4 pillars rise from the floor. There's 2 on each side of the room. There's 2 right here, like here, that are about 6 inches apart, and 2 here that are 6 inches apart. And they seem to have, they're about 3 feet tall, and they seem to have, almost look like keyholes on the top of them.
Okay.
With that, the reflection kind of like looks over all 4 pillars and just kind of the reflection of Twy kind of looks over all 4 pillars, looks up at you, and just goes.
I would go back towards actual Twy.
Okay, so you walk towards her.
Mm-hmm.
You walk through the mirror.
Yep.
Another cold shivering feeling. And you are back in the original room with real Twy, and your reflections are now just kind of like standing there looking at you. Just kind of like a little bemused and a little curious, but they are no longer mimicking your movements.
Humor me with a dumb idea. You take 2 handles on one side, I'll take 2 handles on the other side.
Sounds good. Twy kind of goes over and grabs the handles. We're kind of looking up at the reflections again, who are still kind of standing together at the center of the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to move these, right? The reflections kind of. So it kind of points towards the dustless spaces, and the reflections
That's
just kind of.
what I was thinking. That's why I said humor me with a dumb idea.
The reflections kind of nod a little bit. She's like, all right, well, which one do you want to do first?
Let's do left.
Left? Okay, so you pull it off, and you walk it over to the left. As soon as it gets close, it just sort of leaves your hand and just sort of glides into place before clicking. And as soon as it clicks, as soon as you pull it off, it becomes a regular mirror, and you're able to just see your reflections as you're moving.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of peer around it, and where it just was just a blank wall. So as soon as you move it and set it down, you can see there's like a dustless space on the original wall too. But as soon as you set it down, it clicks into place. It shimmers, and the reflection becomes, once again, imperfect. It is a 10-foot by 10-foot room that is better lit than your room currently, and you see 2 reflections that you're not able to immediately recognize at first, but then you look at the one as it's standing up looking at you, and it is a small, maybe 3.5 at most foot tall drow girl, maybe 6 or 7 years old, with white hair, and just sort of wonder in her eyes looking up at you. And you kind of look over to your left, and you see yourself at about 5 or 6 just staring up at you, and kind of eyes going wide between you and Twy, as Twy is just sort of. That's concerning.
It's in Constellation, I won't make a bad joke.
Kind of cocks an eyebrow to you.
You know, the whole, like, oh, you were cute, what happened? You know, that whole routine.
Yeah, you
It's not
know,
a joke, that's just mean.
160 years under an oppressive regime in the Underdark will do that to you. Oh, shit. You also notice there's a small object in the middle of the room that is
Yes.
sitting on the ground.
What is it?
A childlike wonder.
A key.
I'm gonna go try to get the key.
You walk through the same similar cold feeling as you pass through the mirror, but you pass through to the other side. As you see in the original room, Twy is now standing there with 6-year-old Syl, just sort of like they're staring at each other. And as you go to pick up the key, baby Twy is kind of like following you a little bit as you bend down to pick up the key, and it is a standard key, though the handle of it is in the shape of a star.
Do we go back out into the original room?
Pass back in,
Mm-hmm.
and you are still holding the key.
Mm-hmm.
And you look back, and the 2 younger versions of yourself are both still kind of looking at you, all struck.
I'm gonna hold on to this.
Probably a good idea.
Let's do the center. Bottom.
Bottom.
Yes.
So you carry it, and as you get close to the bottom, it once again snaps into place. And you see a dungeon of sorts, kind of with cages. And there are definitely 2 figures down there, but it's not lit well enough for you to see what either are.
So is it the straight drop down, or does it look like I can walk through?
Straight drop down.
He'll take a rope out, start tying around himself.
Do you want me to hold this?
I was gonna say tie it to, if you're very good with knots, tie it to the handle. I know I'm possibly heavier than you.
She kind of just braces herself and holds the rope.
Okay.
So you head down?
Yep.
As soon as you pass, you feel a familiar cold feeling. There is a key in this room as well. The handle is in the shape of a skull. As you look up into the well-lit room above you, you see yourself at about the same age, but in regalia that matches very close to what your father wears. There is a wedding band on your left finger. There are bags under the eyes. Your white hair is gray in places, and even a little thinner than it is now in places. And you just see a version of yourself that looks miserable. Just sort of kind of looking around before looking down toward the room that you're in with just like a very defeated, dead eyes.
You have a slight quirk to his face saying part of the force before going for the key.
Grab the key. You notice the other figure down there is a version of Twy, about the same age. Pregnant, a wedding ring on her finger as well.
Don't fucking touch me. Sorry, you scared the shit out of me, Pat.
Trying to elbow you.
I just like use my. Not me, ew, no.
Significant scarring up both arms.
Tis.
And is actually by the ankle chained to one of the bars down there of
That's
the
what the
dungeons. Just kind of like looks up at you with kind of a confused, annoyed kind of look.
So would not waste time, he would go back to the center room.
And back to the center room. Twy just kind of like gives you a concerned sort of look and just goes, "You saw that, right?"
Let's just continue on.
As you wish. Where do you move it next?
The right.
The right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, you put it on the right. Flashes. And in this mirror, it is dimly lit in dim light, but you're still able to see through. You see yourself first, though it takes you a second to recognize yourself. There are wrinkles around the eyes and around the laugh lines and underneath the jaw. The hair is like a dusty sort of gray. Back sort of hunched over a little bit with age. It just kind of looks up at you inquisitively.
Do I see the key in there?
You do see a key in the room. You also see a reflection version of Twy that's currently kind of staring at each other. Once again, wrinkles around the eyes, around the jaw. Maybe like an inch shorter, also a little hunched over. Hair is at this point just fully gray, the color that she dyes on the end of it at this point. No longer kept up. Kind of hands are sort of like clawed a little bit from just extensive use. Do you pass into the room?
Yep.
There is the key on the floor. The handle is shaped like an hourglass.
He'll go for it.
You grab it.
And he'll go back towards the center room.
You once again return. Troy kind of notes. I guess that was the opposite of the one to the left.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the good thing is if the ones below us that looked like an unhappy version of you, then maybe the ones above are
Dead.
Yeah.
What did I look like down there?
You really don't want to know. Just be
Not
glad you're
pregnant.
on-
Definitely not pregnant.
Sorry, I had to shake my head at Ash.
Okay. So what does it still say?
You don't want to know. Just be glad you're on the surface.
If you say so. Should you guys move the mirror to the ceiling?
Yep.
Aya shimmers once more, and you see kind of like a well-lit small study with a key kind of sitting on a desk in the center of the room, and two figures are sitting in chairs up there. How do you get up there?
How tall is Twy?
About 5'3".
Sure.
Throw me.
Troy
I mean,
kind of
you could
kind
try. Oh, never mind. No, not helping. I'm not there.
Troy kind of looks at you. Do you want to boost?
I think he has no idea how physically strong she is. I'm assuming she's Finn.
She's thin. Actually, no. She's because I was about to say yeah. She was like thick as fuck back in her time in the Underdark.
And I just like making curvy ladies.
Yeah, she was like thick as fuck, which some of that has melted off just because
She's not like in a palace.
Yeah, she's not been eating as much as a person should be eating, and she is following a very strict assassin training regimen. But she still looks not like a twig. She's still, wider hips, thicker thighs,
Yeah.
bigger chest, kind of like slightly broader shoulders.
If you believe it's the happy one, do you wish to be boosted up to see? You can be selfish.
Sure.
I want her to be happy.
All right, make a strength check as you attempt to boost her up. She'll make an acrobatics check.
Oh wow, that's 13.
It's not bad on her acrobatics. So after a little bit of finagling, you're able to kind of boost her up, and as she kind of passes the mirror, she's able to kind of grab on to the floor after her hands pass through it. She kind of like pulls herself up. She kind of gets to like the waist. She kind of has to like wiggle a little bit to kind of throw herself in. And as she does, dropping from the ceiling is the reflection version of Twy, who just sort of like drops and kind of like lands, like butt first onto the floor, and kind of like giving like a concerned like rub to her sides. And she's like, "Ow!" She doesn't say anything out loud, but kind of like looking a little peeved, like dusting herself off and standing up. And you see Twy at about the same age she is now. No scarring, no blemishes. Her hair kind of like very clean, and still the same dyed pattern. Actually, no. Just pure white, the color that it is. Kind of like braided back and like tied up in a bun. She's wearing like not incredibly fine, like would not pass in like for Waterdeep Nobles fine, but like nice looking, clean, like neutral color robes that sort of suit her. Has glasses on and is actually holding a book. And then kind of like looks up at the reflection before an object kind of falls from the reflection, and she kind of catches the side of it. And she just kind of like kind of gives like a friendly sort of shrug, and then just sips the tea, sets it down, and continues reading. Make a perception check if you'd like to see what What?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Make a perception check if you'd like to see what the book is.
Why the hell
I'll just
not?
rip it out of her hands.
11.
11?
Mhm.
You're not familiar with the title, though it looks to be, you kind of like peer over a little bit. It looks to be a book on different beasts, ruins, and just sort of things about like the frontiers of how far adventurers have gone, and just sort of documenting their adventures. It has like a lot of like maps that you can see in it. And as she kind of looks at some of them, like sees some of the maps, she kind of sets the book down on the floor, reaches into the robe, and starts like making some notes on the maps. seems to be like detailing out some plans, whether she plans to adventure there or something else is anyone's guess.
So make a mental note of that. Stop probably calling me.
You good?
3 calls in a row.
Well,
Same person.
do you need to step out for a
Nope.
minute? Or? Okay, cool. But yeah, she disappears up there. Kind of takes a little bit of time. You see her reflection kind of standing up there, walking around, kind of looking at the other figure that's sitting in the armchair. And you hear actually kind of like a small laugh from her. She looks at it. The figure kind of looks up. You see it kind of like shift its position, crosses one leg over the other, and she just kind of gives like a respectful bow to it before grabbing the key off the table and jumping down before you see, without even looking up from what she's doing, Reflection Twy grab the teacup and turn it upside down, and all the contents spill out, but before they can hit the ground, she starts floating back up, and the tea kind of flows back up into the cup as she just sort of floats back up into the reflection.
So would offer to catch Twy, even though she probably can land much better than that.
Yeah, make a strength check.
Boy, you can't handle all this.
That was actually not bad. 17.
I guess you can.
Oh no, -1, 16.
Yeah, I was about to say, you catch her just fine. She kind of lands like princess style in your arms. For just...
I thought that was an 11.
No.
I know you have a minus, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was about to say, you catch her and she kind of lands. She's like, that was, I suppose, more pleasant. What was I like?
I mean, practically yourself, but more adventure-y? Like more dungeon crawler, dungeoneer.
I guess maybe those were, I don't know, our happiest versions of ourselves that we could be.
What was so funny?
I'm sorry, what was it you said to me about the basement? It's better sometimes that you don't know.
Cool.
She kind of
Stick your head in, bro.
She kind of hands you over the key. It is in the shape of a heart. The handle is, and as she kind of reaches up towards the handles, the mirror kind of breaks off the ceiling and sort of floats down to her.
Do you really want to know what was down there?
Kind of. It's better to... Just because you're ignorant of something doesn't mean it does not exist.
What do you think it was?
Well, with what you just saw, you witnessed the happiest version of myself, which, if I'm understanding what you described to me, shows off a lot of my wants, desires, and ideals. I enjoy being free. I enjoy belonging to myself, and if I should have someone else to share that belonging with, I want it to be my own choice. I like the feeling of freedom, traveling, discovering new things, meeting new people, meeting new animals, seeing new places, going places no one's ever seen before. And so, if that was our worst selves, then probably a version of me that never left the Underdark, that never escaped from Enzo Baronson.
A bit worse than that, but yes.
I expected as much. There's a reason that I never wanted to go back there, though it seems that fate has other ideas, because it seems that our friend Fendian has a desire to return to the place that tortured both of us so dearly in order to set people free, which I will admire as a very admirable goal, but personally I never wanted to return. Everyone there could burn for all I care. I wanted my freedom.
Do you think he can handle that? Half the time he talks to someone new, he tells them either to beat him or not to beat him. Am I wrong?
No, I think he's going to need help, which is why I'm going to go against all personal desire and better judgment and do my best to help him. Which is why I'm here, I suppose. And possibly my brother will help too if he's in better shape by then. I know he's getting looked at by this girl that we met in town. Her name is Willow.
She's a good person. Oh, I knew she's gonna make it.
As well as Kat are attempting to allow him some use of some sort of device that will act as a portion of the arm. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, I guess it sort of plays into what all of our fears and desires are.
So Hemi, what was up there?
Well, I don't mean to pry into what would make you happy, but there was a pendant on the table next to you. It had a family portrait of sorts in it. I was able to recognize you, a girl who looked like your sister, a woman who appeared to be older than both of you, but share some family resemblance of a sort.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 more figures that I couldn't quite make out who they were. That was on the inside, at least. What?
Just let me pick. I just need to know where the kids.
They appear to be full-size people.
Full-size people.
On the outside was appeared to be the very outer remnants of your family crest, though it was scorched off of the the amulet, the locket that was there. So I assumed that was good for you. But you appeared to be very at peace. You were reading over a book of poetry. You also had a cup of tea there. And you had you were wearing a wedding band, like your other self from below, but this one looked a lot different. That band was very plain and solid gold, and this band was almost like a platinum with red veins sort of running through the ring. It was intricately designed and very eccentric, like the person who got it for you put a lot of thought into making it, which to me symbolizes someone that probably enjoys you. So, no, you seemed
Not many
very
people.
you seemed very relaxed and happy. You also were surrounded by sheet music and different pieces of half-written poetry and songs and the sorts, so you seem to have some time on your hands to have a decent bit of fun. Also some ledgers for a business, but that was about all I could see. But you seemed very at peace.
His eyes will just flicker to his back mirror and then back to the mirror. Okay, we're moving this now.
Alright, if you are done asking questions. So, you move the... So you have all 4 keys, you move the mirror back to the original spot.
So shall we?
I suppose we should. You move the mirror back to the original spot, and it flashes. You once again see this door with light blue runes on it. 4 pillars, 2 on each side. And your reflection's there again.
I'm gonna step through.
Twy also steps through. Your reflections replace where you were on the previous side.
Under 2 keys, and I'll take 2 keys to go put in.
You head up to the pillar on the right, and the pillar on the right has 2 symbols that now appear over the keyholes. One is of a heart, and the other is of the skull. So she kind of makes sure that she grabs the star in the hourglass. And she kind of places hers. turn them all together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. You all turn your keys. As you do, the doors, the lights, the glyphs on the doors go out. The doors squeak open. And from behind you, you hear, as you turn around, and the mirror is pitch black, except for your 2 reflections that are standing there. And you now notice what's off about them. It was almost like there was some sort of glamour on them that made this indistinguishable, but they're each wearing necklaces that you're not wearing. And as you're standing there, they both kind of like reach towards you and just beckon you over.
You can step forward.
You both step forward, you facing the reflection of Syl, or facing the reflection of Twy, before they both look at each other and switch spots. The opposite reflection, each putting a necklace around you. It is a silver necklace, though the chain is not worth anything. The gemstone is a very intricately cut diamond worth 100 gold pieces. You also see a brief shimmer at the base of each of their throats that kind of travels up their neck to their mouth before kind of like dissipating. They both kind of like look at you with this sort of admiration in their eyes before the reflection of Syl is finally the one that talks and just goes, "Thank you for our freedom." Best of luck.
Best of luck.
The reflection of Twy just kind of smiles. You're gonna need it. And with that, the mirror shatters and sort of crashes downwards, revealing an open 10-foot by 10-foot opening into the room that you were first standing in. And as you look in there, the immediate thing you notice is the spaces, the 10-foot by 10-foot spaces where no dust gathered, are gone. There's no dust in the room at all. And there are no markings on any of the walls where the spaces used to be.
You know, being given a piece of jewelry with a diamond in it, this is not what I expected.
No, me neither. Especially not from a... Never mind.
A bastard.
Yeah, she was going to say from a boy.
A bastard.
Why would they reward us? Isn't this place supposed to be trapped?
I'm starting to really wonder what the person is like who designed all of these. This challenge, all of these rooms in here. I wonder if the others had to do something similar to this, but you have to have some sort of eccentric personality to design something like this. Because it's challenging, but it's not deadly.
I don't know. I mean, we definitely know an eccentric person or two in our party.
That's true, but still, to have the power to do something like this and to choose to do this instead of anything else is odd. Especially if it was a lich that was designing it. It almost makes me think that there's someone else in charge of his enchantments, maybe?
Or if there really is a lich.
Also true.
I mean, I once heard a quote of the best trick the devil ever played was making people believe they didn't exist. So maybe the true mastermind behind this uses something else to scare people away.
Could be. Should we go through?
I mean, what would we get from staying here?
Fair enough. 2 of you walk through the door, and all at the same time, the 6 of you and the wormling emerge into a 20-foot by 20-foot landing with walls on each side, except for in front of you there's a 10-foot by 10-foot open space where you can see spiral staircase descending down. And that is where we'll end tonight's episode.
Did we just release the reflections into the world?
What?
Did we just release our reflections into the
Yep,
world?
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
You have no idea.
No, that's what happened. I realized that as soon as I stepped into the mirror.
I guess we'll just have to find out.
Yeah, guess we'll have to find out. So, everybody have fun? Everybody have some a good time with the puzzles?
Indeed we do.
Yeah, and apparently we're just getting started.
You are just getting started. You have the entire third floor to
Oh,
go.
good.
I rearranged scarves.
Can
Hey,
I-
we made 50 gold doing it.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I love that Arwen was so convinced I need to kill myself.
I mean,
I spoke backwards to it, thinking that would
I
fucking
was
do
saying,
something.
I mean, to be fair, if you had rolled one lower on that investigation check, you would have seen something looks a little different, but you can't put your finger on what. And then you would have gotten
Okay.
really, really annoyed as you attempted to figure out what needed to be done. Also, I could have, like, when the lights went out and when all the scarves lost their color, I could have made you roll, like, an intelligence check for each one to remember which one went where.
Right.
Because every single time that you messed one of those scarves up, you would have gotten shocked by the hooks
Oh.
for 1 point of damage,
Oh my
and
God.
so that would have gotten really bad really quick.
You can only mess up 30 times.
So am I
Gee.
supposed to grab the gold one?
What? No, the gold one was just meant to be.
Yeah, because the gold
Non-existent,
wasn't in
that's
the
why it broke.
reflection.
So I can just imagine like Kai's like putting like, no, it's the other scarf.
Great resistance.
That's what
I know,
The
but
person,
he does it.
the person who made the designs just evidently thought that the people who made it through deserved a reward and enjoys those rewards being done in a.
Exactly
Extravagant,
100
wonderful
gold
ways.
pieces.
I'm telling
What?
y'all, that maybe they'll just chill.
They all were worth exactly 100 gold pieces.
Correct.
So nobody would feel left out.
Mhm.
They made it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So-
will do our best to be here next week. It will more than likely be exactly like this, but you know, with the way things are right now, who knows? Maybe we won't be allowed. So,
Yeah, we'll certainly see how
We'll
things
just all
go.
be
We'll
on
keep
Skype.
you updated on our social media channels. But until next time, we've been the Unlucky Few. Thank you for sticking around, and it's been an honor and a privilege. We love you very much. Appreciate you, and good night.
bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be live streaming November 9th at twitch.tv/TUFDND. For more updates and content from us, check out our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at TUFDND, links in the description. From all of us here out at the Unlucky Few, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. See you later.